Welcome
Happy birthday, Nick.
to the Guild of Icon.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Oh, there we go. The audio source for music was just muted. There we go. That's all good now. It's live. It's live. We're here. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
How's your birthday?
I spent the day.
Movie.
Stop shilling other people's things here. Netflix has enough money, and yeah, that's all I've got. They haven't given me any. Is the problem I'm having here? Netflix, give me money. Guild of Icons animated TV series 1. Who wants some inspiration?
You know what? I think I'll take it. Oh, okay.
Thanks for the inspiration, Nick. Thanks for the inspiration.
Yeah.
It's very appropriate. Cool.
Great. I would like a recap in return.
Oh, that was part of the deal.
No, actually was a legally binding contract. You have to.
No, I'll take it. Last time on the Guild of Icons, a couple of nerds went to a nerd school where they asked some nerd person to help them deal with their nerd issues. That is totally not Eao's fault. Eao had nothing to do with these issues. It was something about a hag that Eao had nothing to do with putting inside Grounded's head.
Yeah.
They took it out of Grounded's head. They sealed it in a crystal. Grounded apparently did a ridiculous amount of damage.
Oh yeah, Gargoyle almost died directly before he had to learn a bunch of legal systems.
Yep. Oh yes. Yes. So yeah, I fully agree. I fully agree with you there that Eao is 100% innocent, and in fact, that will be the position I will be taking all night, and it will be your job to convince me otherwise. Off to a cracking start. I would also like a brief recap of something from Hannah, please. And I'm putting you on the spot here, but tell me, how was Slumber Party?
Hannah has had no sleep at all due to having to deal with the fact that 3 Alanas have tried to murder each other in the night for using various methods, and has only had Eao for company at this juncture, who has been, I presume, restrained in some fashion already. So, not great.
It's been like a reverse Home Alone.
That kind of slumber party.
Here's the thing.
Mouth or anything.
Here's the thing. They have tried to restrain me. Do you know how hard it is to restrain a street magician?
Yes.
Yes.
They have not had any success in that.
I speak from having
easy on the clown.
I speak from having tried to DM for a street magician for several years. Keith just goes around tying up street magicians.
Yes,
He's a menace.
in D&D. Yes, definitely just in D&D.
Or is he doing a public service?
On the bright side, the Alanas are alive.
They are still alive somehow.
The hilarious thing is Nick's told us that his position is going to be trying to find Eao innocent. We've all known this because it would be a dick move to spring it on us at the last moment for a session with legal proceedings, but I genuinely believe Iris hasn't seen any of those messages.
Hey, I did my best, all right? I did my best.
I also haven't seen these messages because I figured it was our characters to actually know about this while you two were discussing all of this.
It's fine. It's fine. So we're gonna start on a fresh new day after Grounded's horrifying fight with the hag, and presumably you all wanted a long rest after that. Like that was tiring. That went down to the wire, down to the very last millisecond.
Don't coax me into a long rest. I can function on 1 HP.
You know what? You're right. Any more is decadent. Yes.
It's the only one that counts.
So you're all back at Petra's, and Grounded, you're watching Higgs bob along the table, eating crumbs after breakfast. It's about probably 10 in the morning, and again, all the other harpies are eating with their hands and their human faces. Higgs just likes doing it. He finds it fun, I think. And yeah, he's bobbing away, and Petra's watching him with a sort of look of pride and a little bit of confusion still, but a look of pride. And she turns to you all. I'm going to say that Hannah and Eao, you're back now, looking exhausted, and goes, so you mentioned something about a god.
First, coffee. Petra, where'd you keep your coffee?
Oh, I'll get you some. She goes and she's got this massive carafe full of steaming hot coffee. It's constantly hot, and pours some out for you.
This is why I asked Petra for coffee.
No, thank you. I'm vegan.
I mean, okay. So, yeah, she pours you a coffee. So there was something about a god.
There are many things about gods. You're going to have to be a bit more specific there.
Well, when you came out of the mirror.
Oh, yes. One of the locks is the god lock.
Okay.
And we have to complete a task given to us by an approximation of a god.
So it should be an approximation of a task, right?
Yeah, I only have to.
It's only a single labor as opposed to like 12 or 80 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just have to, confess all of my sins, get arrested, and then break out of prison.
Oh, well, that's not too bad. Right?
Eao puts down a thick stack of paper. I'm almost done writing my confession.
You've been writing that all night, huh?
Before I joined the Guild of Icons and became a city official, I was in fact a career criminal.
Well,
politics.
It's a good vertical movement for you. A good promotion.
Yeah, now I'm a legal career criminal.
Did you kill anyone?
Politics.
This is Pixel as a player speaking, but breaking out of prison was a part of it. We could just keep Eao in prison and then go back to the Godlock and see if that did it.
No, breaking out was specifically a part of it.
Yes,
it was.
Oh.
It was.
Nothing said how long you had to stay out of prison for.
I've killed nobody innocent that I haven't later revived.
Well, I'm sure that won't. Okay, so how are you gonna do it?
Well, my plan is to in about an hour or so, I gotta meet with the Alanas to give them my confession. They're going to turn me in so that they can get their jobs back and sort out their mess. And
okay.
I'm going to go to court. Stand trial for my many crimes.
Okay. Well, she gets up and grabs a mug of coffee. Good luck with that. She just walks out the door.
I like the implication that Ansel's dog wasn't an innocent.
I didn't kill Ansel's dog.
If you ask an assassin to do something, you're responsible for what they did.
I mean, if sins of the father means anything, Hannah's the guilty one here.
Are we debating whether original sin exists? Yeah, so you've got an hour. Is there anything you want to do before Eao goes and makes her big confession?
Apply as a prosecutor, probably.
Granted, we'll change her shifting weight. I just realised we've got the perfect witness to Eao's crimes.
Oh no.
Someone she killed in cold blood. Someone innocent.
You're
Yeah,
gonna have to narrow it down.
Will be testified.
I'm just saying, you will find no innocent person that I've killed that is not currently alive.
Wait, Nick. Is Norton the AI alive again?
Was Norton the AI ever alive?
Norton the AI
intelligence.
was alive because this is magic, not constructs. So
Yeah.
that was a soul that you ended mercilessly, and it is therefore back, I guess.
I am pretty sure that's legally a construct.
I mean, you're about to find out in court, aren't you?
Proficiency in
Yeah.
vehicles is back on the menu.
Yes.
Okay, anything else?
I'm going to go back and make sure the alarms haven't murdered each other.
Okay, you could probably go back with Eao, because Eao's going to hand herself into the Alanas.
I'm not sure if I trust the Alanas long enough.
That's fair. Okay, you can rush on ahead. So you rush out the door, and you can see Petra's sat outside with a coffee, just muttering to herself.
Everything okay, Petra?
It's never easy, is it?
No. No, it isn't. Thank you very much for the coffee. It's very much appreciated, as is your hospitality in general.
You haven't thought about what happens to me when Eao hands herself in, right?
I think that's enough silence for no.
I'm not the ideas person in this group. I'm simply here to make sure Eao doesn't get herself killed.
They'll
And
see me as an
technically
accomplice.
grounded as well. Would you like to add, I don't know, kidnapping to Eao's list, and we can say you were working under duress? I mean, they'll have to say it. I won't be able to.
Yes, but then it comes into the problem of we're making a new illegality of lying in a court of law.
Oh, good. Extra crimes. Add them to the list.
No, that's a good idea.
Admit perjury.
I do want to bring up out of character here that Eao has not added Petra at all to her confession. Like, you have to confess the crimes, not every detail of the crime.
Petra will say, because it's just Petra and Hannah at the moment. Petra will say,
I know.
Either work out a way to keep me out of it, or if it all goes badly, say she kidnapped me. But you're gonna have to be careful, because the Inquisitors, they know when you're lying. Luckily, the jury won't be Inquisitors, but...
And lucky for me, I don't lie, so I imagine whatever I tell them will be the truth.
That doesn't really make me feel better.
Oh, don't worry, you'll be fine. I have to go make sure that three Inquisitors aren't killing themselves and each other.
Can you
you
roll me
see
a
three-
persuasion check before you go?
You want me to roll you a persuasion check
I
before
want
I
to
go?
see how soothing these words are for Petra. The consequences won't be immediate, but
Not very soothing unless an 11 works.
okay. Well, it could be a lot worse. Like 11 is
Actually, for me,
above
it couldn't actually.
Oh, really?
I mean, it could be one worse, and that's about as bad as it gets.
Oh, natural 2. Ooh, nasty. Well, she's a little soothed, because an 11 is above average for a commoner. So, you know, when it comes to this is not a particularly difficult thing. You've applied a little bit of soothing. She's not going to immediately run off and try to like vanish from Catlaw.
In the distance, you see 3 distinct Wile E. Coyote setups.
Okay, so you head off to Alana's and Alana's. Any last things before Eao hands herself in?
There's one thing I want to do. I want to post a letter.
Okay.
I'm going to send a letter to the postmaster, although I'm not going to. I'm hoping it'll go all the way through the mail system before returning to the postmaster.
Okay.
Warning the postmaster that there is currently a dragon stuck in the Aetherverse, and it may be an issue in the future.
Oh no!
Does the Aetherverse count as inside Cantlaw?
His daughter is still dead.
I mean,
Yes, it does.
I also
Yeah,
think
dragon's back.
I also think it came down to Nick saying that it just resonated and revived everyone everywhere,
Yes.
not just in
Well,
Catlaw.
you specifically said at Cantlaw in your words, in your wish. So I've resonated it a little bit into anything tangentially located to Cantlaw. So the Mirror Run, for example, which is technically a different plane. The library would have been affected if you'd gone in there. And the Aetherverse is also technically another plane attached to Cantlaw in this location.
Which
Yeah,
means
but
Norton's alive.
It does.
Yes, but I'm doing this via letter. That way we could hopefully not be here when that news appears.
Yeah, the blaster worm's back. Good.
Essentially, it's happened in all of Cantlore and everywhere that gets Cantlore's internet connection.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. You can send that through. At this point, money doesn't matter, so I won't bother telling you to mark off 1 GP because you've got something like 10,000. Yeah, that happens. And are you ready to go hand yourself in?
Yeah. Also, I'll have you know that most of my GP is tied up in actual physical objects. I have like 1,000 GP on me. 2,000 if you count all the silver.
You
I
go to
don't
the post
spend
office and
silver.
like, we don't take pearls.
Can you break $1 million notes?
Yeah. Okay, so you arrive at Alana's, and there's a heated argument going on between the 3 Alanas and Hannah. All 3 of the Alanas are holding weaponry of various kinds and look like they're about halfway in between attacking each other. You know, they're in sort of mid-action pose, and Hannah is in the middle going, "Stop!" Just like that, right? When you arrive, Eao, and suddenly all eyes turn on you. Although possibly not Hannah's, because Hannah's still watching the freelancers just in case. Yeah, so in this case, I think Ayla's going to be the one to speak first. So this is Alana number 1.
I will say, I did leave most of my possessions in my hat of holding, which is currently in Petra's place.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, and it's just, you again, ruining our sport.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you just wanted your jobs back.
Continue.
As we discussed yesterday, and Eao is holding up a very thick sheet of a stack of paper, a confession from the person currently terrorizing the school grounds. I'm just
You wrote
saying
that
it.
quickly.
No, I did not. It has been a long night.
Fine.
I'm just saying, if you're the ones who turned me in, that's a good way to get your jobs back.
Lana goes, that would be good. That would be good.
And then each of you can get your own separate place
That would be
and
even
just-
better.
and not have to do this nightly trying to kill each other. I cannot babysit y'all for another night.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, says Lani. They're still going to have to die. Can
You're
only
all
be one.
terrible people.
Yeah, but we're good at it. All right. Well, who's handing the perp in? Lani says
All
to Lana and Ayla.
All three
Stab
of
on
you
it?
are.
Oh. What if I just stab both of them and then take you in?
No.
Fine.
Don't
know,
give me
I-
that look.
I
Oh,
liked you
I'll
a
hand
lot
her in.
more before you got so bossy.
Oh, come on, I don't want. Come on, I want my court date to be soon.
Yes, we should, says Ayla. We should do this quickly, get our jobs back, get life back on track for us, and undo some of the messes Lani got us into. Hey!
Yeah, no blaming each other for this. Blame yourself.
I'm so glad the names are stuck.
We have rules against self-deprecation here.
I grow tired of your rules,
Brief.
Paladin. And yeah, okay, so the free sort of march you off to the inquisitorial chambers. Now, those are located in the portalarium, which is where you actually first arrived. You've been there once before. Hannah, you can come with as well, if you'd like. I don't know, Gargoyle and Granite, are you here too?
Question. No, I have an important question. Am I attacked? Are we immediately attacked when I enter the area? Because I did steal from the gift shop.
No, you're not.
Question.
I think.
Sorry. Oh, I'll let Bree go first.
Can I basically try and be there, but try and be hidden?
Sure, roll me a stealth check, and I will check that against Alana.
I'm going to assume she's got a ridiculous wisdom score, but you never know.
Well, they're not so much avoiding, I'm all right. Okay, that's quite a passive perception. Yeah, go for it. I was going to say they're more insight-y than perception-y, but apparently not.
Guess what I rolled?
It's a 1 or a 20.
It's a number between 1 and 20, possibly
Or
inclusive.
including 1 and 20.
Yeah, am I right?
It's a 20.
Hey,
For a
nice.
For a total of 31.
Yeah, all right, you're hidden. You're so hidden you accidentally slip into the Shadowfell, and we'll get back to you in about a month. No, you're really, really well hidden. No one can spot you. Gargle, what about you? Are you joining them?
Gargoyle's going to just prepare notes and the case.
You're going to get like a load of books on lore and start like going through it as quickly as possible. Like,
he's got 5 intelligence. He can do that kind of thing.
Petra's coffee is on the go. I hope you've got more than 5 intelligence, or this will go very badly wrong.
Okay, he's got 20 intelligence.
Plus 5 intelligence.
You're cramming lore and you're getting the case notes going, you're getting everything prepped. That's great. Petra will sort of come in and offer to make you drinks, water, get you food, get you coffee or whatever you need. And even like pop to the library and get books for you as well while you're working on there. She's a little bit less flustered now, so seems to be all right. You do find it a little annoying occasionally that Higgs keeps trying to eat your notes, unless the harpies are with Grounded at the moment, about to enter the court. One or the other.
Well, with a 31, I could conceivably take them with me without being noticed.
Absolutely, until Higgs says anything, or specifically Dewey.
The
I think
character
probably
witnesses.
You can definitely have them with you.
Yeah, I think she probably left them at Petra's just because.
What is the charge? Teaching a harpy child to swear?
Like I said, character witness.
Yeah, Grounded can attest to that.
Yep.
There's no point in bringing a child into a court of law for this. Absolutely.
So, okay, we are going to then jump to we're gonna jump through the booking procedure and all that. That all happens. It's explained to you that because you are handing yourself in, you've kind of got to prove yourself guilty. There's a court. It's required. Usually people don't hand themselves in. They're not really set up for this. The law requires that you prove yourself guilty. You'll be doing it in front of a court, a jury of people from Cantlaw, and they will be setting up the defense.
It's mainly so that the Archstaff can get away with murdering as many students as they do.
It absolutely is.
Quiet, fancy cop. I demand to see my lawyer.
I see what they've done here. They've mistaken legal defense for PhD defense.
Exactly. So, a little bit of time passes as everyone gets set up and they ask for a list of witnesses and that sort of thing, and they start contacting people and getting responses from people. So another 2 days will pass like this, during which, actually, because you are handing yourself in, you are free to walk around Cantlaw. Because you're not guilty of anything. They're not going to lock you up. They assume someone handing themselves in is not a flight risk. And
I will say, just in case of any sort of magical tracking, I am not staying at Petra's.
That's fair. And you know who really isn't a flight risk? Gargoyle. Yeah.
I was going to make that.
But yes, so okay, you're not staying. Are you staying at Alana's for the two nights?
I think I have to.
Well,
yeah. So it's you and Hannah just desperately trying to keep free Alanas from killing each other every night. It's like a reverse Home Alone. They're all setting a load of traps, and you're trying to clean them all up before someone trips on one or gets stabbed when they go to the toilet or anything like that.
After day one, they gave up on poisoning schemes because Eao kept consuming the poison.
Free drink.
What we're actually doing is we come up with the proper idea that if they accidentally end up killing Eao, then there's no legal case and they can't get their jobs back. So instead, we're just having Eao walk blindfolded around the house, so that all their traps have to be made sure they can't ever go off by accident.
Oh, that's stunningly clever. I love it. That is great. That probably would work, I think. I think that would genuinely work. So now all you've got to deal with is them stabbing each other or something like that. So it's a lot easier.
Which I can stop, and I can definitely argue that no, Basilisk venom is not a commonly served condiment.
Eao eating her waffles or snot?
Look, it's great that you can eat this, and I can't. I can only deal with diseases, so no.
Could I argue that since Ground had rolled a 31 for her stealth, she's basically been sneaking around amongst all the knives in the house?
Yes, you've been in the house with the Alanas and they have no idea. Somehow they just haven't looked up. Is probably part of the problem. I
do want to do one thing. I want to steal back my biting short sword that I gave to Alana.
Yep, you can have that back. That's no problem.
Okay, you'll have to confess it immediately.
You'll have to confess that theft.
Cool. I just don't want them having a magical sword.
Which is fair. It's totally fair. Okay, so 2 days pass. A guard comes to collect you at the Alanas, and the Alanas go with you as well. And you're taken in to quite a small room. You were probably expecting something grandiose for a courtroom, but no, this is not a place. This is not a place of honor. No esteemed deeds commemorated. This is a place where people are stitched up, and it is, it's dark, it's cramped, and it is foreboding.
Question.
Yeah.
When you finished, are there still the horrible detectors that I'm trying to avoid in this section of Cantlaw?
Not in here.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Theoretically, there would be, though.
If there are, I stop escorting Eao as soon as I see them and go, cool, I'll see you in court then.
Yep. Okay. Yep. They would put them here, actually. There would be a place. Like, the court is not where you want a changeling going in, because they could be literally any witness.
Everyone in chat who wasn't aware of that one, by the way.
No, that one has been revealed by now.
A few times, yeah.
Yeah, we're good on that one.
We should probably change my bio and my avatar at some point.
I should update that. So yeah, you file in, and there's quite a lot of people here, and you recognize some faces. You recognize the Icosark recruits. You recognize sat in the stands. Well, I say sat, floating above a chair is the beholder Varixis, who appears to have brought popcorn.
I'm going to look at the Icosark and give him 2 thumbs up and a large smile.
Recruits just goes, yeah, you got this. And then someone whispers in the recruiter's ear, oh.
Ground is going to wave and say, hey, Vrixie.
Varixis is going to narrow an eye. You know which eye it is. The big central eye at you. But he's holding popcorn. He's in a generally good mood because he loves seeing people go to prison for a long time. It's great. He wants to. He's here to see people's hopes and dreams crash. This is his afternoon entertainment. He's down here all the time. You've got a couple of other people in here as well. Eleanor Silverstride is watching since she's been notified as Eao's next of kin.
How?
It's magic. I don't have to explain shit. That's how.
Okay.
There's a couple of other assorted people, but not anyone you'd be calling as witnesses. They're going to be in a separate room. And you can see that the judge is sat. He's a stern, imposing tiefling with massive horns curled back over the look almost like a crown, and a huge white beard. No, his name is Judge.
No. Do I have Felicitas?
Oh, do you have Felicitas? You have been disarmed.
I can't see
that
shit.
it's Eao seeing eye sword.
I can't see shit.
Wait, hang on. When they notice you're suddenly blind, they would probably give you back the sword.
They could have a bailiff hold it or something.
That's true. So it's sort of near you. A bailiff is holding Felicitas. That's a really good point. You can't see when you're too far away from Felicitas.
10 feet.
Yes. So Judge Judgment is stood at the front. You can see the defense team. There's 2 of them. There's an old silver-haired tabaxi named Warren Coleridge. He's leaning against the bar and sort of smiling and chatting with the judge. Off to one side, sat in a sort of a shadowy corner of the room. The light level isn't very high here, but in a shadowy corner is a young half-elf. She's dressed in very sort of goth clothing, and she's sort of watching, kind of like a hunter watches prey. And all of you file in as the
Grounded
prosecutors.
still seems to be almost invisible because it's so dark in the room.
Yes, Grounded is on the ceiling. At some point, presumably, we'll have to announce herself as a member of the prosecution, but is currently just chilling, probably eating snacks. I mean, Varixis has noticed you're there because you said hello. But, no one else has yet.
I like the idea that Ground is just taking the rushes through a bit of popcorn at Varixis and waved.
It's actually Varixis' popcorn that you're holding as well. Like, you grabbed one bag of it. You're like... It's disgusting, unfortunately. But that's Varixis' tastes, Far plain popcorn is going to taste weird, but it's not going to stop you. You've eaten worse.
It's someone else's food.
Yeah.
It tastes delicious.
Absolutely, yeah.
But the prices for it at the cinema are ludicrously expensive still, regardless.
Yes. So everyone files in. There's a lot of murmuring, and then Judge Judgment bangs a gavel against whatever it is that they bang it against.
A waffle, I believe.
Tell that Nick had about one night to prepare this.
Listen,
and yet,
I've prepped several characters, 8 witnesses. I've prepped a lot of things. I didn't prep what is it the gavel gets hit against, all right?
Also, judge judgment.
Well, tieflings are often named virtues, and judgment is a virtue. It's nominative determinism, actually. Thank you very much.
Actually, it's reversed because tieflings tend to choose their own virtue names canonically.
That's true. Well,
So it's determinative nominalism.
yes. So
That's
yeah.
what grounded both Rix's popcorn.
Again, the gavel slams and it magically amplifies through the room, and casts silence in an area in the stands for a second to just shut them up. And Judge Judgment stands and says, "All rise in my court. We have an unusual one today. Thank you. Thank you. We here are hearing the case of one," and he looks down at his notes and goes, "Eao Dunwich, accused of a number of things. I will hand over to the prosecution for the list of crimes. It is long and many. We will be deciding guilt on each of them. This is an unusual case. The plaintiff has handed themselves in, though of course we've not recorded a plea. Prosecution," and he looks towards the party, "for what crimes do you intend to prosecute?"
Okay, the crimes we intend to prosecute. The crimes that we intend to prosecute on today, which is not all of the crimes featured on this list, lest the court last all week, is conspiracy to aid a known massacrist, assault of an inquisitorial captain, evading arrest by Cantlore security, trespassing without authorization on multiple locations in Cantlore, including the school grounds themselves, impersonation of a safety survey intern under a false name, collection of confidential information regarding Cantlore sub-schools, including budget, death records, accident records, and evocation experiments, attending a lecture on planar travel to the outer planes without authorization, conspiration to destroy Baboonmas. Gargoyle just like double takes him. Okay, maybe not that one. And then he goes further to the list. Theft of the entire semester supply of pearls for the School of Illusion. Conspiracy to create dissent amongst the Cantlore sub-schools. Unlawful entry of the Overlook Tavern after closing time. Holding of 7 hostages, the mass cannons, and Foul Leg Robert in the Overlook Tavern.
Oh, well, that one's not so bad.
I didn't sentence though.
Assault of multiple Cantlore Inquisitors. And the murder of an inquisitorial captain.
There is a lot of murmuring.
And corruption of a minor.
I do wish to bring up that final charge. That is 2 counts of that upon the same person. I do want that to be noted.
And corruption of a minor. Grounded adds from the ceiling, and everyone looks up and goes when they finally see you there. And the judge bangs a gavel and goes, Order in the court. Get down from there. Get down. We won't have you making a mockery of the court system, or I'll have you thrown out or thrown in contempt."
Grounded just attaches herself and drops down.
Thank you. I'll have none of that nonsense. I've just realized Varix could have made you fall at any moment because he's got anti-magic eye. He could have just turned off the slippers of spider climbing it, like whatever he wants.
He's too busy because he knows.
Yeah, but that'll put me in popcorn range again.
Oh,
He knows
true.
the silent spell is still active, so he's laughing as boisterously as he can.
Yes. The silent spell actually sort of dropped after everyone was quiet for a second, but occasionally you are hearing a when this is happening.
Oh no. I just realized something. Vrixis has, what is it, 3 portents?
He has some importance for sure.
He doesn't know your plan is to get arrested, though.
I'm just saying that's something we have to keep in mind, given that he's in the room with us.
So, says Judgment, how does the defendant plead?
So just talking to the DM here. My job is I have to prove that I'm guilty of all this.
You have to prove you're guilty, but not so hard that they kill you.
Guilty on all accounts except the conspiracy to destroy baboonness. That is not a crime. That is a service to the people.
Order! Order! I'll not have this scandalous recruit is gone white. I will not have this scandal in my courts. Keep your incendiary statements to yourself. What was your name again? He's looking down at his notes. There's a lot to get through with all of this list of crimes. Dunwich, okay. Well, keep the incendiary statements about baboonness to yourself.
Ayo, what's a baboonness? I've never celebrated one. I'm just whispering this to Ayo and to make more reference to out character. I've never played the baboonness session, Nick.
I know. I just like.
Why are
doing
you away
the
from the
gasp.
prosecution table?
Yeah. Okay, so Judgment then looks to the defenders and says, defenders, prosecution. We will begin with the prosecution interviewing the witness.
Which witness?
Oh, sorry, I meant, interviewing the defendant. Our first witness is the defendant themselves.
Okay, we're skipping past opening statements. Great.
Oh, yes. Because you would not believe the number of witnesses I'm calling as well. This needs to be one session.
I do want to say the prosecution is entitled to that list of witnesses.
Fine, I will give you the list of witnesses. Okay. So the witnesses that are getting called by Candlor are Alana, High Inquisitor Isildur Shan, Ton Black Cavern, Lisanne Petrel, the head librarian from Karaki, Nice Scarlet, and one of the Crystal Dragon Wormlings, and several of the Candlorian mages who have who are ready to testify that you helped put out all the fires that were happening during the volcanic eruptions. Oh, no. So that's who they will be calling.
Okay.
Dunwich. May I call you Miss Dunwich?
You may call me Eao.
Usually you're supposed to try and humanize your defend. It would be better if I could call you Miss Dunwich.
I mean, you could just still do that. Like,
Miss Dunwich, why did you come to Candlor?
I have come to rob it of its treasures.
Objection, says Warren Smiley Coleridge, leaning in.
Oh yeah, somebody's defending Ayo. It bothers him.
Objection. That is a leading question. It is unspecific. And the judge looks and goes, it's not really, is it though? Is it Warren? Nah, I think it's a leading question.
Gargoyle points up a finger just like, counter objection. The prosecution is allowed to ask leading questions.
Hang on a minute. And the judge is like, he's right. This is cross-examination. The witness is hostile.
You didn't call
it,
so you don't get to do direct examination, which is where you can't ask leading questions.
And Warren's like, but what about all these gloves I brought? And they're just like, gloves? Yeah, because, you gotta try them on and... No? I'll save that for later. Sorry. The objection withheld or whatever. And the judge said, then that's my job to say it. Overruled. Continue, sorry.
So, Miss Dunwich, you said that you are here to rob Candlor of its many treasures. Are there any treasures in particular that you are here to purloin?
Yes, there is.
Would you like to describe to the courtroom any particular treasures you are after?
I would not.
Please the fifth on this one.
I plead the fantasy fifth.
Miss
Look,
Dunwich,
we just had Nick make a reference to the O.J. Simpson trial. I think we're beyond the scope of any type of fantasy.
I'm glad
here.
someone got it.
Because I am old.
Yeah.
I got it, Bertie, because it was referenced in the Order of the Stick.
Miss Dunwich, could you disclose your reason for wanting to take these treasures specifically from Cantler University?
Because they're magical, powerful artifacts.
What do you intend to do with these magical, powerful artifacts, should you have been able to purloin them?
Fifth. I plead it.
I can't say very suspicious openly because that's not what a good prosecutor would do. But
No, but you can have the judge if you want to treat the wizard as very, very hostile.
Look, Pixel. I'm still trying to keep our overall main objective a secret.
I think Cantler knows our overall main objective.
I'm not entirely 100% on it.
Now, hang on a minute. Might I interject here and ask a question of my own? No. You get your own go in a minute. Just, please. Smiley, come on. All right, I'm just... I'm not used to being on this side of the bench.
While Smiley is busy, I'm just going to call Gargle over quickly.
Wait,
Like,
he's a prosecutor that didn't think he could ask leading questions? How shit was he?
he's a defense. He's worse.
You would not believe how much I've written the word inept in my character in my character box for Smiley.
Gargoyle lends the ear to Hannah.
Focus on the crimes that we're really hammering down on. Like, not so much the reason for it. That's just a reason for committing the crimes in hot blood, which adds to sentencing. Just keep focusing on those.
No, I've got several aspects.
I know.
Covered.
Yeah.
Miss Dunwich, when your posse, the Guild of Icons, came to Cantler, they were arrested quite promptly in the, what is it called, the Portalarium?
Yep, that's right.
In the Portalarium. However, amongst those arrested, you were not present. Would you like to explain why?
Yes, it is because the Cantler security is inept and terrible at their job. There is maybe 5 now people in this entire in your entire employ who know anything about what they're doing.
Objection. Now come on here. We all know they're all good people doing their best. Sustained.
I'm not arguing against the morality. I'm arguing against their competence.
So, without any clearance cleared by the Portalarium staff, would you say that you have been trespassing in every location you have been to in Cantler?
I am trespassing as we speak. Yes.
Are you?
It's grounded going objection.
When you invited, yeah, grounded is being grounded. When you just invited here,
I mean, I'm still here
says the
legally.
judge. Sustained.
To speak to the activities that you were performing whilst you were trespassing on Cantler's grounds, do the names Teria, Vera, and Ceres ring a bell to you, Miss Dunwich?
Can't say they do. No.
Funny, because I have several witnesses who will testify that these are names you provided when you told them that you were a safety survey intern coming to interview them over the school safety falsely.
Well, and to that I have to say, Eao pulls out a clipboard, looks at the judge. How would you rate your time here at Cantler? Would you say you have a safe experience?
No. All right. Leave off this nonsense, or I will have you in contempt of court and add that to the charge list.
Fine. Oh yeah, also, you may want this back. I took this from the evidence bin. I hand it to the bailiff.
You hear objection from the half-elf. She straightens up and goes, I do not believe the defendant is being entirely serious. I wish that stricken from the record. And the judge looks at the prosecutional team. I'm going to ask someone other than Gargoyle to respond this time. How do you feel about that being stricken from the record?
Given that the trespassing is one of our major charges that we're bringing against Eao today, no, it's relevant to the case.
No, I think what's being stricken is the clipboard thing, that how I took it from evidence.
Yeah, the additional crime that's just being added on right now.
If I may, I do believe the defendant was simply embellishing her own confession, which is more than pertinent to the proceedings.
Embellishment is not what we're here for. We're here for the business of truth. I will have it stricken from the record.
To speak to that truth, is it true, Miss Dunwich, that you have collected private information from members of the various sub-schools of Cantlore during your trespassing?
I have.
You have bore witness to several experiments that are not to be seen by anyone outside of Cantlore's employ or studentry.
Are we talking specifically about the School of Illusion's fake inside of a building, or the artificial dragon fire machine that the School of Abjuration is making?
Evocation.
The School of Evocation is making.
At this point, I'm just going to try and look around the room, especially towards the gallery, to see just how many of the faculty are currently just making cuts, motion gestures on any of this being mentioned in a legal proceeding.
Roll me insight.
I'm okay at this, I believe. Yes, I am.
You're a paladin. You should be all right at it.
I should be. I can't roll above a 10 today, though, so... So, 8.
Yeah, there are some staff members looking a little nervous, but most of them are looking sort of stony expression, very good poker face going on at the moment.
I do want to say, see if I could read anything from the half-elf on the defense's side.
She's got a pretty good poker face. She has a slightly sarcastic smile. Unusually, she appears to be holding a glass of red wine.
Mr. Little Pile of Secrets.
You do get the vibe she might be a vampire, and you're not 100% sure.
No, that's not the big vibe I get from her is she's probably the real threat in this situation.
Oh, definitely the real threat in this situation.
So you mentioned yourself that you attended the School of Illusion during your trespassing. Is it true that you stole the entire semester supply of pearls from that school?
I may have procured a couple thousand gold worth of pearls.
And during your quote-unquote safety survey, you selectively revealed information that you had collected under a false name to different members of different sub-schools in an attempt to pit them against each other and sow chaos in Cantlore.
Yeah, I did hear perhaps a large commotion at the Evocation School shortly after. I'm sure it's fine. Was anybody hurt?
The judge looks at an assistant and says, was anyone hurt? The assistant goes, Cantlore doesn't take quite so detailed measures when it comes to interns.
And that's what the safety survey is about.
But certainly someone was hurt when you held the brass cannons and Foul Like Robert hostage within the Overlook Tavern.
I mean, multiple people were hurt. Dimbles died. Multiple Inquisitors died. I'm pretty sure one of them was walked off a cliff via animated chair.
Under your order.
Objection. This is from the half elf. He says, if they died, why are they here today? The judge sort of murmurs a little like,
if I may, I believe it's well established people can come back after dying.
And did anyone revive them? Certainly Cantlaw's services did not. We have two on record for the Inquisitor, but not anyone else.
They've also probably noticed the 3 Alani.
Yeah, they're getting to that later. So, who revived them if they died?
Just eyes on Gargle at this point.
If I may.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Oh, go on.
Well, some might argue it was actually Miss Dunwich who was responsible. It is actually true that she did so in order to sow chaos. Indeed, I can actually attest that she attempted to kill me immediately beforehand.
I have a second objection, Judge. I believe this member of the court is lying. Because if a prosecutor knows of an additional murder, it would be part of the crimes that she is accusing the defendant of.
It wasn't a murder, I lived.
Attempted murder is still a crime.
I mean, no one's pressing charges, but that doesn't change the fact that it didn't happen.
I'm going to quickly check our list of reports that Eao's compiled about herself and see if attempted murder of Grounded Walk is listed listed somewhere near the end.
I think. Well, I mean, Eao, what do you think? Do you think Eao thinks she's guilty for that?
It actually would not be on the confession list because
I didn't think so.
Because Eao was acting very much it went poorly, but Eao was acting in defense of the people in the room.
Yeah, she wouldn't consider that an attempted murder.
Now, what even is that? Do they give a Nobel Science Prize for attempted chemistry?
I would also like to object that the prosecution is too stylish and it's making me feel inadequate.
Gargoyle's the prosecution, so...
the defense is too stylish.
In the audience, Raynar Bogcleave goes, boo! No, he's not, darling.
Yeah.
I see here.
Please.
I should have been.
It's the perfect time to mingle.
It's because the circumstances were unconventional. We didn't hold it initially as a charge, but if we are to discuss it, Eao Dunwich is indeed responsible for the resurrection of everyone who has died within Cantlaw's grounds and reach within the past week.
There's a lot of murmuring in the court at this point, and Judgment slams the gavel down and goes, order, order, order. So you're to tell me that she's here to hand herself in for crimes she didn't commit? Are you wasting court time?
The murders that she committed very much still happened, and the resurrections that she committed very much did not specify whether a person was able to willingly not be resurrected.
There's more murmuring now. Very good. And Smiley comes over to the judge and goes, I'm a little old in the tooth and a bit
is he going
confused about
to
all of this.
receive any penalty for approaching the judge?
He's permitted to. Judge, you mind if we speak privately in chambers for a moment? The judge goes, sure. We will recess for 5 minutes and return. And the two disappear to the judge's chambers.
I would immediately like to try and spy on them.
Oh, you can try. You can try for sure. This is going to be a very, very difficult check.
Here's the thing, you can try, but at the same time, the head prosecutor does have a right to request to be a part of this as well.
That is true.
That takes the fun out of it.
Bring grounded with me.
Yep, prosecution can go. And totally not a vampire, who, by the way, is named the most vampire-ish possible name, and I'm not revealing it just yet.
So actually, who I can only picture as a giant blue chicken has gone off with Gargoyle and the judge to go have words at the moment, but there's left the rest of the defense team behind.
And just a simple country hyper chicken from a backwards asteroid.
I'm just a simple country Aarakocra, yes.
He's not an Aarakocra, he's Tabaxi.
I'm just a simple country cat, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just a simple country kitty cat.
If you want the photo that I've got next to here for what I'm basing him off, it's Sam Elliott, basically. Sort of leaning there going, nah, I don't know about all of this. But yes, the defendant's assistant is left in the court while Gargoyle and Grounded disappear to speak with Smiley Coleridge and the judge.
I'm going to speak to the assistant of my defense attorney, as I do have the right as her client, technically.
Yeah, and I was going to see if I'm allowed to listen in, but I presume I'm not as member of the prosecution.
No, you would not be as member of the prosecution. I mean, you can try though. There's nothing stopping you from trying to do that, but that would not be allowed. But what lawyer obeys the law in courtroom dramas? So go for it if you want.
One other thing.
Anyway.
Yeah, bro?
As we're headed to the chambers, can I just use my telekinesis to steal more of Virix's popcorn?
Not in this case, because it would be flying literally across the courtroom. And I think at that point, Virix's would notice, end the spell, and just drop it. Because he can use his eye to end all magical effects, including the telekinesis. So it would, the moment he sees it go out of his hands, it'd be vroom, and down.
Damn, Virixis used to be cool.
But yeah, so you two go into the chamber, but first of all we'll have Eao with the defendant's assistant.
So what's your game in all of this?
It is simply my duty to defend you.
But it's very clear that I don't want a defense.
Yes, well, so whether you want defense or not, you get one.
I'm just wondering. I'm just curious. Like, what's the angle? What's the game here?
There is no angle or no game. There is only law.
Can I tell if she's lying or not?
You can try. Roll me insight.
Law.
That is a 16 plus numbers. Let me pull up the numbers. Insight 17.
That's not going to be enough, I'm afraid. So you get just a stony expression back. Impenetrable entirely.
How are you allowed to drink on the job? Like, if I tried that, I would get people would get mad at me.
Oh, there is no alcohol in here.
Nah.
It is a mineral substitute.
Yeah, mostly hemoglobin. Iron.
Rich in iron.
It's very rich in iron. I suffer from anemia.
I'm sorry to hear.
What is your angle then? Why are you here to hand yourself in with such a long list of crimes? If you had a conscience, you would have handed yourself in long ago.
I mean, I suppose the best I could say is perhaps one just suddenly developed.
I don't believe that. Actually, no. Roll me deception, because you're good at that. So there's a very good chance that you can lie to her.
I will say Eao was not lying in a way that like I was trying to deceive at all.
Just lying because that's just how Eao works.
I was being coy. I was being more coy than anything.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think in that case she auto sees for it because she has got quite a high passive insight. Unless you want to make a check.
I will say though, it is very nice to see another half elf here today. I don't see many of us for some reason.
What? Why do you do this? You come here and you spin all these lies.
I will have you know that is not a lie. I am a half elf thanks to the lineage on my father's side.
No, not that. I'm uninterested in twaddle about species.
Yeah.
Why do you spin all these lies when they are so obvious? They are not serving you anything. We can immediately tell you are lying. So why do it?
How about this? I'll answer that question after the trial. Whatever the verdict, I'll answer your question.
Nah, agreed. Okay, we're going to cut to Gargoyle and Grounded, who are in the judge's chambers. And the judge's chambers are a little nicer than the courtroom you were in. There's a burning fire. There's a big bookcase. He's got a massive desk, and he sits down and rests his feet up on the desk, and he goes, "Okay."
Time to hear more fog.
Are the snacks present?
There are no. Actually, there's a small bowl of nuts, and he gestures at them and says, "Help yourself." All right, Smiley. What is it? And Smiley leans against this. Now look. I don't really understand what's going on with this revival thing. People are saying it's still murder. People are saying it ain't. What's the law say on this, Judge? Because we have a charge for murder, of course, but it's kind of predicated on people not coming back, you know? And I know we've had a couple of murders where people have been brought back in the line. We had that weird serial killer who just kept murdering people and then bringing them back to life because they thought they couldn't be done for it if they were still there, you know? When I remember that case, and it was horrible, and, you know, thankfully I got them put down. But in this case, it doesn't seem to be malicious.
If I may?
The judge nods.
If I were to, say, steal a large amount of money from this gentleman and then pay him back the following year, would I still not be guilty of theft?
Well, I mean, I guess, but the question then becomes, are these deaths malicious? And is the revival malicious is getting asked as well. How can a revival be malicious? I mean...
Everyone
you
has the
literally
right
just
to
said.
be revived.
Well,
You literally just gave a case of a malicious revival.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna murder someone again, sure, that's malicious, but this isn't what's been happening, Aaron. I don't know, I gotta... Judge, you got a bad feeling about this, surely. I got a bad feeling about this. Something is not right here. Why are they trying to... Why is my defendant trying to make themselves guilty all of a sudden? It don't add up. I feel we're being played here. I feel we are being played. And the judge looks at you two and goes, I didn't ask. What lectures are you both studying?
Alchemy.
Artificing.
Neither of those are schools offered here, so that's an interesting answer. Thank you very much.
Well, maybe you should have a school of artificing.
What my friend here means is that he's one of the staff artificers, not a student.
And a staff artificer is capable of being a lawyer, then?
Are you implying that a staff artificer wouldn't be capable?
I don't want to get into that. I know there's been a lot of people talking about whether we should allow in half-casters into the school. You know, it's still magic and all that, but that's not my remit. All right, I don't want to get into that. I'm not going to be prejudiced against you for that. I'm simply trying to determine if everything you are doing here is on the level.
Eao Dunwich presents a clear and present threat to Cantlore. Sure, people that she have murdered have been brought back to life, but she is still dangerous. The method by which she brought them back was a wish, and nobody can keep wishing forever.
Why do I get the feeling this is personal?
In the interest of full disclosure, my name is Grounded of Walk, and I am very seriously intending on handing over my resignation to Eao Dunwich, Low Marshal of Karaki.
You are one of her
Why are you giving her
employees.
diplomatic immunity?
Technically, I'm a diplomat from Walk.
And she is a diplomat from
No, no, she is. Gargoyle, help me out here. Is she technically a diplomat?
Walk, right?
No, she is not a diplomat from Walk.
So you
That's my
don't
job.
work for her.
No, I work for her, but.
But if you
I'm a
work for
diplomat from
her
Walk.
and you're a diplomat from Walk, then she's got to be from Walk, right?
No, I'm a diplomat from Walk, but I'm not working for her in that capacity.
I see. And what capacity do you work for her for?
I'm a member of the Guild of Icons.
The same guild that... And he gestures at Gargoyle. Your friend has been painting in such a malign light.
Why do you think I want to hand in my resignation?
And Smiley goes, now you see what I mean? There's something off right here. This is... I don't like this. I don't like this, Judge. I think it needs to be thrown out. I think this whole case needs to be thrown out.
I can't attest by my former boss has grown a conscience, but she needs to answer for what she's done. Simple as. And I'm willing to help.
And the judge said, well, you know, whistleblowers are an important part of a case. They rarely form the prosecution. They're usually witnesses.
Grounded hears this and pulls out a flute.
And whether or not Eao Dunwich did give herself in, we might not get this opportunity again.
Roll me persuasion, please. And I want... Who do I want to do this? Because this is a good argument from both of you. I think Grounded formed the strongest argument here, but Gargoyle, your arguments are certainly very good. So Grounded, you can have persuasion at advantage.
Okay.
But it was neck and neck. I could have called it from either of you. It was both very good. You both get inspiration as well.
Yeah. Luckily, I put my floating point in persuasion, so I've got a lawyer in my head. Because I think we established it was a lawyer ghost.
Yep.
Hey.
Who's also a part-time leech doctor.
Exactly.
Yep.
I can't remember what I named him, but I think it was a Scrubs reference.
Yeah, it is literally Elliot Cox.
2 Scrub references.
Yeah.
No, like I think I put the entire main cast in there.
Yeah,
like
probably.
he's got one of those five names.
Yeah.
Okay. My proficiency bonus is +4. My charisma modifier is 0. That is 18.
18. You check the judge's stats. That's just high enough. That's just high enough. Okay. He goes, fine. Look, and Smiley's going, no, come on. He's like, no, Smiley. They're right. This might be our only chance. If she's as much of a menace as these two say she is, we need to consider that now. I will allow the court to continue. I will allow the trial to continue. But Smiley, I understand what you're saying. This is highly unusual. You two had better watch yourselves.
Duly noted.
And you will file back out into the courtroom.
Well, one last question before, because it looks like things are about to start. Why do you work for Smiley? Like, to what end?
I've never been one for the limelight. I thrive better in the shadow, in the background.
I'm a big fan of Foghorn Leghorn. He reminds me of him. Very silly voice.
I prefer to stay out of the sunlight.
I get you.
You mean limelight, not sunlight. Wait, yes, that too.
That too, the limelight.
I'm not here, by the way. I've got other things planned, but yes.
Yeah. Hannah, what are you doing at the moment, actually?
Yeah, so I know full well that a lot of this is going to hinge on public opinion. We want to get Eao convicted, but not to the point where she is either kept in the cells indefinitely because of the sheer weight of her crimes, or conveniently removed from, found missing completely because one of the schools decided, knows too much, needs to be destroyed.
I
While
think you're giving
serving
Sandor
sentence.
way too much credit. They're cocky mages.
There's that too. However, I am going to go up to the viewing gallery and start moseying there and getting the vibes of what's going on and finding the influential sorts and hearing what their thoughts are on it. I'm trying to work out whether the balance works out to ideally Eao spending exactly one night in prison.
Roll me insight,
My perfect aim would be that.
It doesn't matter how long I spend in prison. I'm going to be breaking out anyway.
Yes, but you know,
You're just going for non-execution.
Yeah,
yes,
roll me
that'll help.
insight.
I would like to roll more than a 10 today, please. 9.
9. You're pretty sure Varixis is going to have a strong say in the matter.
That's just because Rix wants to have a strong say in the matter regardless.
That might be it.
Make a deck save to dodge the popcorn Vrix is thrown at you while you're moseying about.
He's running out of popcorn at this rate.
I don't know why I rolled a deck save for that, because it's not like
What'd you roll?
Got authority.
What did you roll?
But I don't get 16 if that matters, Nick.
That would be enough to dodge a ranged attack from someone who only makes spell attacks. Yeah, so you dodge as a bit of popcorn goes over your head, and yeah, you look up and you lock eyes.
Okay.
You lock eyes with Varixis, and
That's an impressive feat considering the amount of eyes that Rix's house.
yeah, it's a little. And he goes. So,
I don't think we've actually met. I know who you are, but I don't think we've ever had the pleasure of being introduced.
oh, well, it is a delight to meet a member of the prosecution. And he tilts forwards and swirls a couple of his tentacle swords to almost feign a bow. I am Varixis, the conjurer of Conjurer's Roost.
Yes, I've heard you by reputation, yes.
Oh,
And how do you
good,
think the
it
trial is going,
proceeds.
Varixis?
I think it's going very well. Very well indeed. I'm hoping they're all going to go down.
There's only one of them.
For now. They keep going like this, they'll soon implicate themselves as well.
Perhaps I should spend most of my time up here instead and probably avoid the blast damage. There's splash damage from all that.
There is a lot of splash damage coming from his mouth.
There's that too, yeah.
Well, if you're a careful thought, sure.
No, carefulness wasn't exactly ever been my motivation. It has been an experience talking with you.
And likewise. And you.
I will tip my. I will genuflect towards Reynard, who I imagine is not in a talking mood with me at the moment, though.
He just stares straight past you. It's like he's. Yeah.
And I'm wearing one of his outfits as well.
I know, but he's just like, how dare.
Did you not burn it?
The magic is gone between you because the magic is gone from your outfit.
It isn't, but yeah. But I imagine he's more offended that I'm wearing the same outfit twice.
Yes, certainly. How dare you?
It was haute couture, and now it is merely high courtroom fashion.
You overhear him mutter that they should be adding more crimes to the list, and he's listing like several fashion crimes, but they're like really really specific, like wearing boots on a Saturday and stuff like that. And it's like that should be added to this list. They should all be going down for 25 years.
Well, if he's going to be that loud about it, I am going to turn on my heel and wander him. Reynard, darling, if I had the opportunity to talk to my favourite tailor again and get a new outfit, I would. But unfortunately, you've made it very clear you do not wish to speak to me again. But it breaks my heart, it genuinely does. And that I'm going to leave him. Forever. 5M.
He turns away to look at you as you walk, and he goes,
But yes,
really was a magnificent bit of outfitting. Such a shame to see it go.
But I love to see
this is why
it swooshes.
This is why Grandin's never liked him. He's a fashion cop.
He is. Okay, so the courtroom returns to normal, and the judge sits down, whacks the gavel again, and says, "We shall proceed." Prosecution?
I don't know, is it time for the next witness?
I think it's time to start with witnesses, yeah.
Well, if you're done, the defense get a go.
Yeah, but do they really want one?
Hang on a minute. I've trained for this. I know what I'm doing now.
I repeat my concern.
All right, direct examination. Can't ask leading questions. Let's go.
Ladies, gentlemen, gentle theys and gentle thems of the jury, you all know me. I'm good old Smiley. And he dazzles them with a big grin. You know that Eao, pillar of the community, Eao, what was your surname again?
Dunwich. Also, I'm not a part of the community.
Pillar of the community, Eao Dunwich, is an angel. Has done nothing but good for this community. We all know this. I mean,
as he says she is an angel, Eao is going to remove her hat slowly.
Eao, I object to you trying to suggest that that's a bad thing.
Yeah, you got a judge and a member of the prosecution with horns.
defender's assistant says, objection. And the judge goes, on what grounds? And she points at Eao removing the hat and says, I was told that you were a half-elf.
I am.
She can be half elf, and she can be a tiefling who has one elfin parent and one human parent.
My second objection is that, of course, you can be an angel and still a tiefling. That would be... You do not want to be trying that rule, I think, with the judge right there.
I do not know what you are implying that I'm trying to imply. It was hot. I wanted to remove my hat.
Nah, I'm sure it was. And it's noticeably cold in here. And
objection. I would like to remind the defendant that she's under oath.
The defender's assistant, objection. That is prejudicial. It is
Fine,
irrelevant, prejudicial, and it is.
If you feel I must be too hot and sweat this whole court case, I'll put my hat back on.
You may take the hat off. I'm simply talking about you using yourself as a tiefling to say that you are not angelic and that you are not capable of good. It is not going to fly here. It would not fly in any court.
Also, revealing yourself as a tiefling, you have resistance to fire damage.
The judge sort of goes, sustained. Thank you very much. And bristles a little under his horns. And the court are murmuring here. And Smiley goes, if I may continue, what I mean to say is that this pillar of the community, we've seen her everywhere. We've seen her in, and he looks at his notes, in the Overlook Tavern. We've seen her around the square. You've seen her at the coffee shops. You know, you've stopped and spoken to our good friend, Eao. What was your surname again? Sorry.
Objection.
Eao of Walk.
Of Walk. Eao of Walk. And you got objection. It is Dunwich. Oh, thank you, Morgana. Now, we've all seen her about. You know, they mentioned this clipboard nonsense impersonation, but that's just a good soul who's caring about the people of Candle. She's going around making sure everything's safe. Now, you tell me that's a bad person, I'll tell you fully. I rest my case. There's murmuring, they're like,
I assume the vampire has immediate whispers to him and goes, "Oh, no, that's not what I meant at all."
I'm about to have immediate whispers and tell Eao that if she keeps being unserious, they're going to throw the fucking gates out.
Might I also add that we do not rest our case. We have several witnesses to call. Thank you.
Also, like, weren't you supposed to question me, not make a plea to the jury?
And he's like, I said I'm at you, and you responded. That's the conversation. I mean, I'm done questioning my witness.
Nothing you said was a question.
I'm done. In this case, Morgana is going to sit there and think maybe asking questions of the witness who very clearly wants to be put in prison is not a good idea. So we're just gonna go, nope. Nah, we are ready for the first witness. And the judge goes, all right. Defense will call the first witness. And the witness they are calling, who's it going to be?
I do want to say, if one of those witnesses is Alana, all three Alanas are going to be packed in the witness stand at once.
The first witness is High Inquisitive of Karaki, Isildur Shan. There's a little bit of murmuring. And Morgana goes up to the judge and whispers something. And the judge goes, I see. The witness could not be here, but has presented a letter issuing their statement. They will not be questionable.
Sidebar. I want to talk to the judge quickly.
Of course.
What? And just like approach the bench. What reason has the High Inquisitor given for not being here?
Diplomatic immunity.
Oh, okay. I was concerned that was in relation to another activity they just finished accomplishing. But if it's just diplomatic reason, that's perfectly fine.
I imagine they're busy with that big hole in the middle of Karaki at the moment.
And certainly not dealing with Merithith Winifred having just been arrested at all. No.
There's a bit of a murmur there, like.
Yeah, this is why I'm at sidebar. So I'm talking to the judge.
Oh, sorry, that's a murmur from the judge. Yeah. It's like, you know that name, eh? They may have to deal with that. I did hear some things that we had a rather interesting case out of that one recently. Still, it'll not be a problem for anyone else.
Back to prosecution I go.
Yes. And just as you're leaving, you hear the judge say, he won't be a problem, of course. He's dead.
Is he, though?
Not going to say anything on that front, because for those of you who are in the audience and wondering what this is about, because it's been quite some time, even for us having last met the High Inquisitor, because we sent him to go arrest Merithith in a raid, I believe.
No, you have the wrong person. This is an upper politician. This is Eo's boss. This is essentially the spy master of Karaki.
This is someone I have broken into his personal residence and negotiated with. At least one. Bad.
I have the wrong names. I'm sorry.
They have very similar names, but actually your argument does work equally well, which is the funny thing. It worked exactly as well because he is very busy in Karaki.
Yeah, but if it's the wrong person, I wouldn't have mentioned Merithith then. So sorry, I have to rewind my brain. Sorry.
Letter just says fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Arrest her, arrest her, arrest her, arrest her.
I mean, it should say that, but yes. But yes, no mentioning Merithith then. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, so the judge takes the letter and holds it up, and twists his hands and mutters a little incantation, and the letter glows, and a voice booms from the letter and reads out what has been written. And it says, "To our dearest friends in Cantlor, I can confirm that Eao Dunwich has worked alongside me as a member of the Low Council. I myself, a member of its High Council of Karaki. She has the position of Low Marshal and is primarily involved in strategic planning and defense. I cannot attest to any of her activities since she has left Cantlor. We believe she may have gone rogue since the incident that I'm sure you're all aware of. And that's it.
What Eao is going to do is, when the word incident appears, Eao is going to give a huge smile to, like, presumably like to herself, but like it's like in a very obvious way.
Now, what we have here is a case of a spy master's word. A spy master thinks you've gone rogue. They're not happy with you. Now, why do you think that is the case?
Oh, apologies. Are you asking me questions?
I'm asking you a question. Why do you think your spy master is not happy with you? Is it because you refused to spy on Cantlor and instead helped us out? Is it because you refused to assassinate our highest members of society?
Honestly, I think it's because I'm still looking into the missing silver incident. It's a completely unrelated incident. He's been insistent I don't look into it. I've been looking into it the whole time. I'm still looking for that silver to this day.
Roll me deception, please.
That is a nat 20 for a total of 29.
Okay, that beats all of them. And they all believe you. Yeah, and they're like, that's some silver incident. Okay, but
the silver haunts me to this day.
That is not very important comparatively. Why?
I'm just attesting to why me and the spy master don't quite get along.
Well,
which is in fact the line of questioning that the defense has asked me for.
No. Why? So you confirm that we can consider the Inquisitor has no good feeling towards you because of some minor trivial thing that does not affect Cantlor. So therefore his statement that you have gone rogue is likely unrelated, and anything you're doing here, everything is fine with Karaki at home, except incident.
Oh no, it's a pretty big incident. And Eao gives another huge smile.
So what we're saying though is that we can quite reasonably believe, Eao, that you have not gone rogue. And then the High Inquisitive is simply upset. No?
I feel like there's a huge difference between being upset and claiming that I'm a rogue agent from another country.
No, yes, I agree with you. I think that is a very good point. There is a huge difference.
Being a bit upset of me due to a few political disagreements is hardly worth. It's hardly worth saying that he would try to claim I'm rogue just because, especially since he's my boss.
It does seem excessive, yes.
If he didn't want me around, he would just fire me.
Exactly.
I would argue that his word would be truthful.
So I would say what we have here is a great sense of honor from you. You're very upset about this disavowing over some silver, minor thing.
So
objection. Honor subjective.
I mean,
honor is subjective, yes, but this is forming character statement.
If we want to form character, and we currently believe that everything back home at Karaki is fine, and that Eao Dunwich's supposed crimes outside of Cantlor only boil down to political insignificances between members of government,
I would like to call a witness to the stand.
Did Gargoyle just call me politically insignificant?
Yes.
That hurts my ego.
I mean, you took over the job of a man who only day drank, and that's literally all he managed. Like the one time he tried to do anything significant, it failed and he died. So, as things go, yes, politically insignificant. The judge goes, yes, you're perfectly welcome to call your first witness.
I would like to call Eao Dunwich of Karaki to the stand.
Thump. And there is a small wizard boy in tattered clothing sat in the stand going, what? Oh, that explains everything. I saw the weirdest thing in my tea this morning. Oh, it's grounded. I grounded.
Does Eao Dunwich recognize Vrixis?
Oh. Vrixis recognizes Eao Dunwich. Eao Dunwich probably can't see that far back because it's kind of dark at the back. But
So you know how all beholders think all humanoids look alike? All humanoids probably think all beholders look alike.
hi, where am I?
Eao Dunwich, you find yourself in
Sorry, who are you?
I am...
And Gargoyle is internally screaming that he cannot use an alias currently.
My name is Raffaloff Bloombouncer.
Oh, that's funny.
And you have found yourself in not a very funny place. This is a courtroom.
Uh-huh.
We
Okay.
want to ask you some questions, Eao Dunwich, to get a good idea of Eao Dunwich's character.
Sure. Okay. First thing, can I make a phone call?
I look to the judge with a
The
shrug.
judge goes. Inashari pulls out a small hand mirror. Looks at it and goes, hey, I got teleported to a court. What's going on? And you just hear in the distance, God, kid, please.
Get off this line already.
Yeah. He's like, okay, phone call done. It wasn't much help this time. Sure. What would you like to know?
Eao Dunwich, what is your relationship with Eao Dunwich?
I met her like twice.
What was the circumstances of the first time you met her?
I think we were going to do some work for her.
Could you elaborate on the type of work you were going to do?
Oh, it was about cheese.
Could you further elaborate, please, Eao Dunwich?
Sure. There was a guy who his cheese was going missing. He's a cheese shopper, seller, and there were rats and a rat king, and then there was this kobold wizard on a giant rat, and then we kind of, I mean, hey, if I say I killed someone, am I going to go to prison?
No, you're not on trial here.
Okay. Good, because that might have happened.
So, under Eao Dunwich's orders, you have taken a life?
I mean, in a way, he got better.
That seems to be a pattern.
Eao Dunwich, have you had violent encounters with anyone else since this incident?
I don't know anyone called Violet Encounters, no.
Violent encounters.
There was someone stole my orb, and I had to get it back. And there was the death race.
I imagine the court is murmuring at the mention of death race.
Yeah.
Death race.
Could you elaborate on the death race?
Oh, well,
Race.
it's just your standard death race.
Vrixis in the stand, who is perfectly aware of this death race, as he is a part of the secret world. he knows this death race is supposed to be a secret.
So anyway, a lot of fae folk and people from other dimensions get together sometimes, and then they have like weird races. And we went in on a snail, and I killed a lot of goblins.
Sounds kind of wacky.
It also sounds very dangerous.
I killed a lot of goblins.
Inotori, have you had these kind of encounters before you met Eao Dunwich?
No, I mostly lived in the city eating cheese, reading books.
So Eao Dunwich requested of you that you solve this problem, which ended in the taking of a life. Surely that means that you were in her employ.
No, we weren't.
Were you not paid for your services?
Well, yeah, we were paid afterwards, but she didn't hire us. We kind of stole a contract.
Was Eao Dunwich in the room when you stole the contract?
I don't know. I wasn't in the room.
You were, and she was.
He wasn't actually. He did leave because it was quite crowded and he hates crowds. But he stole it, if I recall.
So, you didn't continue work with Eao Dunwich after this incident?
I don't know if I should say.
Oh, I like that. That speaks louder than words.
Grant gives him an encouraging smile.
And you hear an objection. Now, hang on a second here. This child is clearly not prepared to give a testimony. I don't know if we could take the testimony of a 10-year-old anyway.
Objection. Any wizard who is able to cast at least 3rd level spells is clearly competent enough to give a testimony in court.
Oh, I can cast 5th level now.
Can you?
No, but I was really hoping I could just put a 5th level spell slot on the sheet and you wouldn't notice. Would have been great. Anyway.
Your Honor, the point of this testimony is to show that not only has Eao Dunwich employed child labor in the past, but also has employed dangerous child labor, endangering these children in their day-to-day, which is clearly, even after the fact, affected their lives.
Objection. There is no proof this has negatively affected the children. Children like work. What was child doing beforehand, eh? Scrounging city for cheese? That is not good life. She has given her given child a calling and a better life.
Well, it might move the court to notice that the child, which Eao Dunwich has supposedly given a better life, still stands before us dressed in rags and smelling horrendously.
Hey, I made these myself. And Inotrari starts crying.
Grant immediately rushes forward and tries to...
The bailiff tackles Grant.
Yeah, boom.
Can I have the academy first?
Wait, which bailiff? Is the one holding my sword? Am I currently blinded?
Yes, you've gone blind for a second as the bailiff tackles Grounded. As Grounded had gone for the witness. And the judge is hammering the gavel going, no, none of this. All right, hold on. Child, you're okay. The child is not okay, but that's all the judge can think of. Prosecutor, be careful. Do remember who you're speaking to.
Of course.
Yeah, Gargle, stop making children cry.
Ladies and gentlemen of... Oh, go on.
I've got a house now, and I didn't have that before.
How were you able to obtain a house?
Squatters' rights?
In Ultrari, what happened to the previous occupant of the house?
Well, it was the wizard who died. The immortal, the one who got better. But they'd stolen it too. It wasn't theirs. So no one owned it. So squatters' rights. And I've got a mentor now. He eats a lot of cheese and sleeps a lot.
But
Does Eao Dunwich know who this mentor is?
I don't know. I've only met her twice.
Your Honor, I think it goes to show that even one encounter with Eao Dunwich can set a child on to a life of danger, of violence, and despite the claims that this child was paid by Dunwich herself, still poverty.
I mean, I've got like 50 gold pieces.
Aww.
The court mutters, they're all wizards. That's not much money to them, but technically speaking, that is 50 days worth of living. Like, that's reasonable savings for an urchin.
I have a month and a half of salary left before I'm destitute.
I would like to bring up before anyone here talks about relative wealth that the witness is in fact a wizard himself.
Yeah, I'm a wizard. I haven't gone to school though.
I'm only bringing this up because, well, if it's a lot of money for a normal person, but certainly not a wizard. Wizards know how expensive it is to be a wizard.
And they all nod and start muttering. You've got the crowd coming with you. You get some approving talk there from the crowd. Some general and you hear Varix's bellow. I'll take the child. He needs a proper mentor.
Just gonna glare at Varixus at this juncture.
Judge slams the gavel and there's silence cast in the back so that Varixus can't keep talking.
I think this speaks towards the character that Eao Dunwich does indeed have in her supposed hometown of Karaki. Although, if we want to investigate that further, we can call Morgan of Karaki to the stand.
Well, now, hang on a minute. I haven't had a chance to cross-examine this witness.
Oh, of course.
Now, little boy, do you like kitty cats? Yeah? And Inochari nods. I'm kind of like a kitty cat. Now we can be friends, right? Inochari nods again. Okay.
Objection, Your Honor. This is creepy.
Now, the important thing to remember in here is to just tell the truth and just say exactly what you mean. Do you think Eao is a bad person? And he goes, no. Has Eao ever done anything bad to you or to anyone you know? No. Has Eao done anything that you think the police or the guards would be interested in that you know of? No. I'll rest my case. And his assistant Morgana goes, we do not rest the case. That is something you do later. We are done with witness.
Objection.
The judge looks at you. Yes.
The defense is trying to argue that a child not being aware of A's many crimes is somehow an endorsement.
Now, hang on a minute. You mean to say that by asking the witness whether they have seen Eao commit any crimes or know of any crimes, you're saying that's superfluous somehow? That is directly relevant to everything we're setting up.
I'm saying this young man would simply not be aware of the crimes Eao's committed.
And therefore he's not a good witness.
As we can see, he has been manipulated to malicious ends.
Judge is going to say overruled in this case.
Damn it.
It was a good argument, but I think just about Smiley's finally won one and he's giggling to himself now. Ha! Smiley's got it.
We still made some good points.
Oh yeah, this is all about what the jury thinks afterwards. Is like, you know, whether the judge even sustains or overrules it, your influence in the jury, that's the critical thing.
Well then, let's hear from another child that Eao Dunwich decided to employ, Morgan of Karaki.
Okay. Inultrari goes, wait, but, and then vanishes. And then there's a sort of crackle. And then nothing. And then and a flash of white light and nothing. And like, is something going on with the teleporter? What's going on here? And the judge goes, yes, can we have someone have a look at this? And a couple of wizards come over and they get out materials and like, it's working fine. Hang on a second. And the judge is going, I call the witness Inultrari. And Inultrari is there. And like, well, I'm glad you didn't wait 10 more seconds. I was about to go to the toilet. And he's gone. Teleporter's working. What?
Perhaps while this fixes up another witness.
Yeah, I'm gonna call my next witness, and we're gonna go for a break shortly after I call the witness, so we're all ready. I'm gonna call in Lisanne Petrel. Thank you very much. And there is a snap and a bubbly blonde-haired cleric from Karaki sits there and goes, huh? Jack? Oh. All right. And the one thing you notice just before we go on a break, she's lost an arm. In the dock, it is a rather flustered and confused looking Lisanne Petrel, cleric of Morian, and she's missing an arm. She goes, what are we doing?
What happened to your arm?
Oh, I touched something I shouldn't. But where are we?
We're in court.
In court. Wait, Eao?
Hey there.
But you're not in Karaki.
Not currently, neither are you.
Oh, well, that makes sense then. Okay. So what are we doing? And Smiley leans forward and goes, now, I know this must be a bit of a surprise for you, but do you know Eao Dunwich well? And she says, yeah, we went on an adventure together. An adventure? And what kind of adventure was that?
Well, it was an adventure.
There was a problem in the sewers in Karaki. There was a necromancer. A necromancer. Most perfidious kind of magic. The school of necromancy in the back are like really annoyed about this. What was
Objection. Many healing spells are of the necromancy school.
Sustained, says the judge. And he goes, now, all right, well, what was happening with this necromancer that required an adventure of sorts? He goes, well, he was stealing corpses. Stealing them. For perfidious ends, no doubt. Yeah, raising them as zombies
Your
and
Honor,
stuff.
that's a leading question.
I'm not leading. No, I mean, it's just that if a necromancer's stealing bodies, it probably is for. And Judge goes, sustained. That's a leading question. Now, okay, so the necromancer was stealing corpses. What were they doing with them? Raising them as zombies, using them as lab subjects, and trying to cure a disease. Trying to cure a disease. Well, that doesn't seem so bad. Why did the necromancer need to be stopped? Well, stealing the bodies. Ah, yeah, that bit. I forgot about that bit. That's on me. So you went there with Eao Dunwich. Anyone else? Oh, Growler was there. Anyone else? Oh, there was a half-orc. Where's Ruzat?
Oh, he's off blasting. Don't worry about it.
Oh, he did like blasting. I don't know who this is. Permission to get that stricken from the record is irrelevant. Granted. Now, so you gone down there to deal with this problem. Now, why did you go down there to deal with this problem? Well, because it had to. You've got to. That's what heroes do. And also, I was told to. You were told to. Okay. So you were doing this for the good of the people, and Eao Dunwich was doing this for the good of the people too, would you say? I think so. She seemed to. Okay, that sounds very good. So you're saying to me that what Eao was doing there, you think was for the good of the people, and in doing so, she dealt a blow to some kind of villain there. Would you say that her activities had a net positive effect on Karaki?
It's very clearly another leading question, but I am going to hold my tongue because I don't want to seem too overly fucking objectionable.
Like, yeah, she did great work as our low marshal, and still does, I assume. Right, yeah, the political office. Do you know what happened afterwards? Have you seen her since?
I mean, we did go out for coffee that one time.
Yeah, we went out and got coffee. Right, and did you ever get a sense that there were a lot of crimes that she... were you aware of any crimes, is what I should ask. Are you aware of any crimes she committed during the time that you knew her? I don't know. She put a child in a hat? A what? It was the body of a child in a hat. And did she have a reason for that? I think it was to preserve it. Okay, that's a little strange.
Objection. It is a known fact that the corpse of the child in question was being preserved by the necromancer.
Is that true? I suppose, but... Well... So that's the only strange thing, the corpse in a hat. Everything else, just fine? Yeah, it was a nice coffee. And then, of course, there was the whole thing with the null zone. The what now? Silver Street. There's a big circle. I've been looking into it. Because... Well, we're all trying to do our best to deal with it.
Apparently touching it.
But Eao was the first to go in there.
No.
Oh my, chopped liver? Wait, objection. What's my chopped liver?
Objection. What am I chopped liver is not an admissible objection. Overruled. So you're saying that Eao went into this null zone that you're talking about. Now, what is it? What do you know about it? Well, it's a sphere of negative energy. And there's a bit of muttering going on. And the judge goes, yes, we know of this incident. And Smiley goes, well, I don't. Negative energy, is it dangerous? Oh, very dangerous. That's how she points to her missing arm. Uh-huh. So it took your arm off. Well, no, it was a wasting sickness, so I had to cut it off before it spread. Did it myself. Did an all right job. Passed out. But anyway, that's irrelevant. I mean, I'm sorry for what you went through there. That sounds horrible. But you're telling me that despite all this horror and terror and quite awful circumstances, that Eao Dunwich did not hesitate to go straight in and try and solve this problem? Is that why you think? Is that why she went in? Oh yeah, she wanted to solve it. Okay then. That sounds rather heroic to me, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I'll rest my case. And Morgana goes, once again, we do not rest our case. That is not something you do until the end of the court case. We are simply done talking with the witness. We have no further questions. Thank you. The judge goes, prosecution?
I was going to lean over to Gargoyle. Go easy on this one. I can't have her not liking me.
Grant, again to shove in front of Gargoyle.
Yeah, Grounded needs to ask the questions here. Gargoyle has no idea who this is.
Okay, Lisanne.
So you can make her look as bad as possible. Great, awesome.
Hi, Grounded. Have you been working out?
Huh?
You look like your strength score's a lot higher than it used to be.
Oh, yeah. I've, well, it's just really my outfit. It just accentuates some things.
Oh, it's cool.
But, yeah. Yep, Lisanne,
Objection,
okay.
the only strength that matters in this courtroom is the arm of the law.
The strength of your arguments, damn it.
Sustained.
So, Lisanne, you said you enjoyed this coffee with Eao?
Yeah.
So, you're saying it's probably put her in a very positive light in your eyes?
Yeah.
Yep. So you're definitely going to be putting the most positive spin possible on everything she's done?
No. I mean, I'm a cleric. I've taken vows. I'll tell the truth.
Well, let's go back to the corpse of the child she stole.
That one, yeah.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
are you aware what she did with the corpse of the child upon taking it from the necromancer? Now, you work for a church, do you not? To whom the necromancer was handed over?
Elbow,
Did she hand over the corpse of the child for proper burial?
Yes.
I will say out of character, I did hand over that corpse.
Okay.
Yes. Had to be prompted, admittedly, to do it, but did hand over the corpse.
Prompted? In what way?
Oh, Lisanne would not know this happened separately.
Okay. Very well. Are you aware of the specific motivation she had for dealing with this necromancer problem?
Just figured she wanted to do something good. That's what we were all there for. That's what you were there for, right?
Well, at the risk of sounding mercenary, I was there because it was my job.
Oh.
Or more to the point, I felt it was the best way to help my home by doing a job for the city. The same reason, of course, Miss Dunwich was there.
I thought you were better than that, Grounded.
Grounded.
Her face falls a little bit. I thought we were going to be best of friends.
Hey. I literally don't want my home spire to collapse, and that's besides the point. Eao was also there because of the position she was given by the High Inquisitive.
Well, sure, but that doesn't mean that she took the case just because she was told to. I was told to go and investigate the place, but we went above and beyond for it. I only had to find out what was happening and report back. We dealt with the problem. I really thought we were bonding over all the snacks.
Please don't remind me in chat, Keith.
So, you can still be a hero even if you're told to do the thing that you're doing. What matters is this. And she touches her heart.
True. And I think Ground is actually seriously going to have trouble actually lowering Lisanne's opinion of her.
Well, you can always tag out and let someone else in.
Or you call the next witness if you need to.
You can call the next witness, or hand it over to Hannah or to Gargoyle.
I don't know, sadly.
You don't
Hannah,
need.
Paladin, Bastion of Goodness. Do you have anything to add here? I think Ground is just going to sit down and have a minor panic attack.
Yeah. The problem with me, our character's problem with me in the settings, I've not met anyone in Karaki, despite the fact my character is from Karaki, spent some time in Karaki, so I'm going to struggle with this session, sadly.
Your
I don't
Honor,
mind.
I'd
Most
like
of my
to-
witnesses are Cantlore.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I'd like to call a new witness to the stand. The Alana that was murdered first by my defendant and her accomplices.
Bye, Lisanne. I'll be back soon.
Bye, and vanishes midway through the AO. All three Alanas appear in the docket.
Please tell me all three of them go to the witness stand at once.
They're already there. Yeah.
Yep,
But
they're straight there. They're like,
Objection. Wish to treat the witnesses hostile.
We don't have to do that. We're.
Oh no! The witnesses are hostile to each other. They won't be safe in that thing together. They need to be separated immediately.
You've called this witness, and you already believe them to be hostile.
To each other at the moment. We requested one of them, not all three of them at the same time.
You asked for the first one killed. They were all three killed.
Two of them must get killed now. You don't separate them.
Yes, well, this actually proves a good point for the jury, and that is the negative effects of the resurrection that Eao performed.
Fine, we'll continue, but you do not have permission to treat the witness as hostile. You've brought them in. Until there is evidence that they are hostile, you will have to treat them with kid gloves. Thank you very much.
Also, there's nothing that we can do that we can't do already as the prosecution if they're against hostile.
Actually, if you have brought the witness in, you have to treat them kinda if they are your witness.
So, could I ask which one of you is Alana?
That's me.
Which one of you is
Mr.
the
Anderson.
real Alana?
That's me.
There is clearly some confusion here. Does this situation frustrate you?
Yes, immeasurably. There's kind of chorus effect when they say that almost all at exactly the same time.
Would you describe yourself as happier before your two past selves were resurrected?
No. Yes.
So I'm just imagining the vocal effects of all of them.
1 no, 2 yeses.
I happen to notice that you all are trying to coat each other's quills with contact poison as we
Order. Now, hang on a second. Where did you get? How did you get poison into? Hold on. The bailiff dumps over the table and grabs it, wrestles with them.
Probably dropped dead of being exposed to fat poison.
Bailiff's dead. Ao's blind.
I am positive that I've consumed all of the poison in your boat. Where did you get that?
I mean, you walked by a store on the way to the courtroom.
So I think it's fair to say that you all have certain hostilities with each other.
Fair to say, yes.
How many times would you speculate you have each tried to kill each other over the course of the resurrection, which has been 4 days now?
1,361 times.
Do they all say that at once?
Yes. One of them says 1,362 times and blushes.
This is the one that's lost the spark.
I was about to say 1,361 doesn't divide by 3. One of them is slacking.
For such numerous attempts of assassination, you must be together a lot. Do you have your own lodgings in the school?
Yes. Although recently we've had visitors.
Do you all have your own lodgings individually in the school?
No. The school considers us a single person.
A complication that Eao Dunwich has forced upon you.
Yes.
Eao Dunwich has forced many complications on you in the past week and a few days. Alana, why was Eao Dunwich here to begin with?
We don't know.
You still haven't figured that one out in your fancy files?
We don't know.
But we do have some speculation as to why. Because Alana was present when Eao Dunwich and her associates triggered an alarm because they were here on request of Merifrith Winifrith.
And there's a banging of the gavel.
Ao's going to embellish a much larger, eviler smile.
Now, objection. This is very clearly speculative. You even said so yourself.
It is not speculative that Eao Dunwich and her associates admitted in full that the reason they were in Catlor to begin with, before giving any other information, was that they were here on request of Merrifrith Winifrith.
All right then. It's true.
Of course, one of you only learned this information a short while before you were attacked by Miss Dunwich's associates.
That is correct, though not by Miss Dunwich.
Because Miss Dunwich was not apprehended, I believe.
Correct.
A case of Eao Dunwich trying to evade capture by Catlor authorities.
Correct.
However, Eao Dunwich was present when you were murdered the second time.
Correct.
I do want to state for the record, I was there when she was murdered the first time, and I was part of the group breaking out my friends.
Objection! She is clearly not helping my case here. Overruled.
I am just speaking the truth. I was there both times Alana died.
My memory is a little hazy on account of the death.
Well, you clearly must remember that one of the pieces of good that Eao Dunwich has done recently was give the location of the terrorist, Merrifrith Winifrith, to Catlor authorities.
Correct.
On a surface level, that might seem like a good thing. Merrifrith Winifrith in chains, arrested by Catlor, and Dunwich gets some leniency and freedom to move around the campus. However, I would speculate that if, and I know this is merely speculation, if Eao Dunwich was here on orders of Merrifrith Winifrith, how are we to deny the possibility that giving the location of Merrifrith Winifrith was part of a plan with him?
At this point, I think Grant is going to nudge Gargle in the ribs and whisper, "We're not going for the death penalty here."
I mean, they're making a pretty good case for her. So.
Alana is going to say, you could guess that, though I do not have enough evidence.
No, you don't, because Eao Dunwich does not like to be questioned, does not agree with the notion that she should speak to authorities about these matters. Her first instinct was to run from those authorities.
Objection! This is prejudicial. Now hang on a second. Now hang on. You are trying to defame the character without presenting any evidence thereabouts. Why, Ms. Alana, do you not know whether you can substantiate these claims? Hold on a second. And Alana says, because I am no longer an inquisitor.
Yes, and why are you no longer an inquisitor, Alana?
I was let go.
Because of who?
I was let go because of me.
Not the answer I was expecting.
Quiet you.
Was Eao Dunwich involved in your decision to leave the Inquisitors?
Tangentially, I was not let go by choice. I was let go because my superiors considered I had a grudge.
And
that I
why
was
might
going
you?
too far.
Well, after being murdered twice, I imagine anyone would hold a grudge.
I do not hold a grudge. I just enjoy my job.
Objection. There's nothing wrong with holding grudges.
Overruled, that's unrelated.
Against entire species, even.
Objection.
Alana, do you think that Eao Dunwich should be imprisoned for her crimes?
Yes. No. No, prison's a waste. She should hang.
Objection. It's generally acknowledged that executing someone is a waste because they have the potential to do more.
Overruled. Overruled. Absolutely not.
Do you think that the school would be safer if Eao Dunwich didn't have free reign?
Certainly, but I would say to stop us with putting her in prison is a foolish errand. She will merely escape.
I didn't know you
is
thought so highly of me.
Escape is the only thing you've done, Dunwich. Running away, that's all you do. No, someone needs to put you down.
Objection. Sentencing's the judge's job, not yours.
Overruled. But only because, technically speaking, they asked the question already whether she should be in prison, and it's relevant.
Yeah, we can't object to ourselves here, Grounded.
The prosecution is finished questioning Alana. If the defense would like to ask any questions.
Yeah, I think our... No, excuse me, I will handle this one, please.
Shit.
Alana, you have worked here how long? 25 years. And during that time, you have made quite an illustrious career of it, yes? Yes, I was Torturer of the Year 12 years in a row. And would you say that you are easily riled into anger, into violence? Not riled, no. Simply a choice one makes. It is a tool in one's arsenal. And you have been killed multiple times, yes? Yes. How many? 106 times.
Oh.
That is an expensive burden. I'm worth it. I do not doubt that. So you have been killed a mere trifling 2 times by this Guild of Icons, by this Eao Dunwich. Yes. So you're saying, would you say that that would alter how you think about this situation? Would it, as they say, cause you to have a grudge? No, I've been killed far too many times to care. Da. And so why do you think you were let go? They thought you had a grudge, but you did not. What gave them the impression that you had a grudge, do you think? I start following a case, and I do not stop.
Objection. This is speculation on the part of the witness.
Da, it is not. I'm cross-examining the witness. I am allowed to treat them as hostile. It's your witness, I'm afraid. She takes a sip of what is wine.
Keep it hot, vampire.
Objection! What did you just call me?
I said, I did not call you anything. I just said, wow, I best not be a liar.
Very good. You
Just
better not.
Steady affirmation.
One more question then. How did you feel about being revived? It was a surprise to find 2 more of me. And this does upset you. Yes. Do you blame Dunwich for this? Yes. Do you think she did it with malicious intent?
Objection relevant.
Objection, it is extremely relevant. Intent matters in the case of crime regardless. Even if it does not matter on matters of guilt, it matters on matters of sentencing.
That's in terms of sentencing, doesn't matter in terms of guilt, and the opinion of the witness is not relevant in this matter.
Roll me persuasion, please. Because this one's right down to the wire on whether the judges are going to accept this. I think you've got a good case here, and if you're extra persuasive, I think the judge is going to go your side.
Also, she wouldn't help me kill the other two. She gave me a number to kill the other two.
21.
21. Sustained. Prosecution has a point. You may continue. Very well. You said that you have had company recently. Is that to stop this murder thing going on? Yes. And who were they? Eao Dunwich? No, sorry, I'm doing the wrong accent. Eao Dunwich. And Hannah. Gestures at Hannah. So you're telling me that Eao Dunwich, despite there being many people at least who think that you have a grudge against her, Eao Dunwich has been staying at your place for 3 days now. Why? What purpose? So that we don't kill each other. That does not sound to me like the actions of someone with a dark and evil heart. I would know.
No.
I hate how if we don't win this trial, Cantler is totally okay with us, but we can't open the goddamn godlock.
Nick. This is an interesting
we
one.
have other ways to open it.
This is an interesting one for this one, Nick, because she hired me to make sure she was protected. She hired Eao to kill the other two.
Yeah.
And I mean by she, by all she, like all three is that she hired Eao to it. But I can't raise this because it's not part of the evidence.
I mean, regardless, the deal that was made. Regardless, the deal that was made is I keep them from killing each other till they all get their job back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they refused the deal to kill them.
And then they're free to kill each other once they're all separated in their own places.
Yeah. So I'm not allowed to actually raise a point here, but Eao can.
Nah, well, in that case, no further questions. Okay. The next witness from the prosecution, there's a flash of light, and there is a crystal dragon wormling.
Yay.
Sat in the docket. Looks around, goes,
Eleanor Silverstride is crossed arms furious.
okay. Oh, this. It's this, is it? Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Eao Dunwich stole me from the School of Transmutation. Yes. She did it because she wanted to. She wanted to keep me as a slave. And we escaped. She did it because she hates her godmother, Eleanor Silverstride. She's evil, and she did it out of spite. But yeah, we're gone now. And the judge's like, oh, now hold on. First of all, who are you? This is our next witness. It is a crystal dragon. It is a little secret project that Silverstride has had going on for a while. Yes, that's right. I've answered all the questions, though. I should be able to go now, right?
Gargoyle feels an uncanny instinct to bow, but holds himself.
I would like to add some context to the court. Crystal dragons can, in fact, see into the future.
Yeah,
which is how this dragon is answering all these questions before they are asked.
Yeah, I mean, if there are any more questions, I can answer them, but those are the main ones that you're all interested in. I look, I was just about to eat. No, all right, go on then. What do you want to know? Perhaps this one is for my senior. And Smiley steps forward and goes, now. Tell me, you know Eao Dunwich, you said that she sprung you from this place, the School of Transmutation had you. Why did the School of Transmutation have you there? Oh, they were keeping us there for our safety. Is that so? Yes, for our safety, because there were bad people out to get us.
Please tell me this is the one that has always wanted to eat people.
There were bad people out to get. Do you know who these bad people are? No, just bad people in general. Yeah, like Eao Dunwich is a bad person and should go to prison. Yeah, like that. I see. So Eao Dunwich sprung you out. Well, kidnapped us, yeah.
Then we almost died.
But if Eao Dunwich kidnapped you, how come you're free now?
Objection. Irrelevance.
No, hold on. This is pretty relevant. I want to know what situation has happened here.
What happens after the kidnapping does not change the fact that kidnapping occurred.
Well,
also,
the judge goes
objection. Objection, technicality. Under the eyes of Cant Lord, these are not treated as sentient creatures, and therefore it cannot be kidnapping. It is property theft.
Oh, classifying them as chaff.
Is that true?
That's what I'm checking, actually, Nick. Is that correct?
Oh, it is correct. He's getting the judge is getting experts coming in and yeah, that's true.
And therefore,
sustained.
Objection to this entire witness. You cannot have items give testimony.
Do you have anything to say? Well, I mean, this is a little trouble. Well, I suppose not.
Unless, however, the court wishes to declare that all the crystal dragons are declared legal persons. I'd be fine with that.
We don't have the authority to do that. That is not. We
have a judge. We have a judge sitting right there.
He's right. We don't. This is not. It would be a separate case. We would have to do a separate case, and perhaps there will be one. But
maybe imminently.
Perhaps. That has upset matters, though. Fine. Snaps his fingers, and the dragon disappears.
Granted, salutes the dragon.
You get
stricken from the record for this.
You get half a salute back before the dragon disappears, but you notice just as he's disappearing, that salute isn't aimed at you, Grounded. It's aimed at Gargoyle.
Oh. I just made sure enough of the testimony was out there just to make sure it paints Eao in a negative enough light before anything else gets revealed.
That was great. I thought that one was going to throw you for a loop, but you handled that magnificently.
That was beautiful.
Great. Boom.
It felt horrible doing it, though. It really did.
I mean, but it was so smart to classify it as chattel.
I feel real bad doing that, though.
Oh, it's evil. Yeah. We're gonna have to talk about your alignment, but yeah.
But it's very much playing for the technicality so that we can get that nullified imminently.
Right.
Because I assume the defense wants to do that very quickly.
Right. The witnesses that I've got, either the most effective is going to be Grounded, Fee, or Ansel Peters. Which one are we going with?
I mean, I'd out of character say Ansel Peters.
We don't want you dead is the problem.
Yeah.
Oh no. See here's the thing with Ansel Peters. Sure, it'll look bad on me, but I also get to vent some frustration, which will put me in a more positive looking light. No, it's still bad what I did, but
yeah, I don't think you can not get the death penalty.
I
the guy's like, you killed my dog.
I can.
He's trying to kill me.
Trust me.
Look.
Okay, Eao is saying trust her, so if Eao is dead by the end of this, it's not our problem.
That's a good point.
The prosecution would like to call Ansel Peters to the stand.
Boop. And Ansel Peters is there, like, oh, right, I know what this is. Okay, sure.
Mr. Peters, have you met the defendant before?
He looks over at Eao and his eyes narrow immediately. Yes.
Would you be able to describe the relationship that you have with the defendant?
Your Honor, before this testimony continues, may I have a word with my attorney, please? My defense attorneys.
Fine. And Smiley and Morgana approach. Well, what's going on here?
the paper on your desk is starting to burn as Ansel Peters' eyes are continuing to narrow.
As it is, and Ansel Peters, he has a grudge against me. It's a somewhat justified grudge. I may be responsible for the death of his pet. Unintentionally, but I may be responsible.
You killed his pet?
No.
There's a gasp from the
He say
court
that?
because he definitely said that very loudly.
Are you not trying?
I'm a cat. That's close enough to a pet that it unnerves me.
The one time today I need you to do your job and you're making it worse.
What do you mean the one time you want me to do my job?
So here it is. I may have. I'm going to. This is attorney-client privilege. You can't mention this. I may have sent assassins after him, and his dog may have died in the
assassins after him. There's a gasp.
Can you please
Objection.
be quiet?
But the
Overruled.
Morgana,
men should not be shouting that.
Sustained.
Morgana,
Maybe.
Morgana, can you please
Man's
get him
incompetent.
to be quiet?
Smiley, perhaps you can smooth over things with Judge for a second. I will have conversation. And Smiley goes, all right, I'll go sweet talk the judge a little. And he goes up to the judge. Now, what is problem then? You sent assassin, killed dog. Yes.
Yes, and the big pin in this is he's going to. I guarantee he's going to gloss over why the assassin was sent after him in the first place.
Nah.
Ansel Peter himself is himself a criminal guilty of treason in Karaki.
Nah.
However, this is one of the reasons this ends up being is that he and his associates, most of which are themselves dead, attempted to frame us for those acts of treason, me and the other members of the Guild of Icons. The death of his dog was very unfortunate. It's something I do regret, but the dog was not the target. He was.
Nah, well, it was only dog. They are, they do not matter.
Don't, please, I beg of you, do not say that out loud.
Of course, we are being quiet. Do not worry.
People are very, very picky about, pets.
Nah.
But I feel like this is something that I should bring to you in full disclosure so you have proper ammo when putting up my defense here.
She smiles and says, don't worry, I already knew about that, and pats you on the head and then walks off. With a spry smile, not a spry smile, a faint smile, pats you on the head and walks off. Don't worry,
Eao
I've
has
got
very
this.
complicated feelings about what just happened. I'm going to leave it at that.
While the defense is trying to smooth things over with the judge, I will use Subtle Spell to cast Prestidigitation and give him the faint smell of feces.
Oh my god. Yeah, you can do that. That's just a thing that's happened now. Yeah. Yeah. Subtle spell make him smell shit. Okay. Now, where is that honking wolf going on here? No. And just like, do you need a moment of recess or something? I don't know. This wasn't me. I don't know, some kind of stink bomb or something. We'll just have to press through it. I'm sorry about this. But yeah, okay. He's not been schmaltzed for sure. Yeah, very good. Okay, are we all ready to get going again? Yeah, okay. Yeah. And the judge says, prosecutor, you have the floor.
Okay, well, feels like this might be treading on ground that we've heard before, but nonetheless. Mr. Peters, what is your relationship with the defendant?
We were co-workers.
And do you feel the defendant has wronged you in any way?
Yes.
Could you elaborate?
She dispatched assassins to kill me and killed my dog.
Does the court murmur as loud as they did the first time?
There's a but it's not as surprised. They're like, oh, we've already heard this.
Objection. The court should act surprised on principle.
Sustained.
Ah!
As the defendant, did the defendant have a good reason to do this?
Yes.
Could you elaborate what that reason might be?
She knew we were coming for her. We were hunting her down. She was a criminal at that time who had evaded arrest.
Do you remember what crimes she was guilty of at the time?
Treason.
Damn it, Eao Dunwich.
She was to be beheaded.
That's not good.
But clearly this didn't happen.
No. She killed my co-workers, killed my dog, and then I later hear that she killed the low marshal, and then got the low marshal's job instead.
I mean, you could say that I fell into it.
So there may have been adequate reason for Miss Dunwich to have murdered the people coming after her. Do you think there was adequate reason to murder a beloved pet?
She wasn't aiming for the pet. Binky's well trained, or was.
God, I'm having trouble thinking because I don't really know Ansel Peters and their history all too well. I don't know what to press. If Grounded wants to hop in at any time with any questions.
Grounded's going to stand up and say, Ansel,
Grounded.
pieces.
Of what?
For the court's attention, would you like to clarify what I was doing at the time of these events?
You were in prison. Then you escaped prison, killed a lot of people. Then you killed Astrid. And then you killed the low marshal.
I personally?
Yes.
But you were just saying it was Eao Dunwich who did the deed.
Didn't you say you were working for her? I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. You, the guild, you know, well, not even the guild, because I was the guild of icons. You were the upstarts that joined us afterwards. But you and the rest of the new recruits killed them. Well, had to be someone.
Someone who what?
Took the fall.
What?
Eao starts laughing.
Zarixa starts laughing.
Yeah, very laughing.
Anna starts taking notes.
Someone had to take the fall.
For what? For what, Ansel?
I plead the fifth. Now, objection. This is very clearly badgering the witness and being far too hostile considering you have called them.
Let me rephrase. Ansel Peters, I grabbed the previous low marshal by the scruff of the neck, carried him 60 feet up a wall, and let him drop. And yet I was not imprisoned. Why was that?
Because you're useful idiots. And always have been.
Exactly. Let the court know I am to Eao a useful idiot, a minion, a mook, an executor of her villainous acts.
I'm not sure where this is going now.
Cargo also.
Sure.
I think Ground is just covering her ass here.
I mean, that's fair. That's a good idea, to be honest.
Just do your job, Catman.
No. All right, I'll allow it. I used the cat nature earlier with the boy. That's on me.
On Dunwich's orders, I assassinated her predecessor, secured her job, and until recently, aided and abetted her many crimes. In a very innocent manner. Also out of diplomatic immunity.
Well, I mean, we'll see about that, but
I will diplomatically leave before you can do anything about it.
bailiff dives on you again. it's a fresh bailiff. Oh God! Are you all right, Britt?
You okay?
I'm okay.
You literally
That's
got.
going in the highlight reel there.
Yeah, you got tackled IRL. Jeez.
As you can see, Eao Dunwich not only runs from her crimes in Cantlore, but also runs from her crimes in Karaki.
I'd like to emphasize I did not do that for Med.
One of your haunts has gone for a wonder bridge.
You can sue for that.
Oh dear.
Hi, have you been abused by Eao Dunwich to the point of physical injury? Call our lawyer firm at 1-500.
Yeah, I just want to point out this doesn't count as a workplace if you're going to sue me personally, HisCursedness, after this.
We can sue the bailiff.
I mean, I know we're being paid in exposure.
On next episode of Avian Attorney, grounded to work,
Done.
local bailiff.
Okay.
Objection, that was excessive
Funny.
force.
Overruled.
I think the actions of Eao Dunwich have spoken loudly enough for themselves in this case, if the defense would like to question the witness.
Yeah, I've got a question there, Mr. Peters. You were saying that you would set them up, that this was some sort of conspiracy of some kind, or perhaps not conspiracy, that might be too strong a word, but you said that someone needed to take the fall. Am I right? What crime were you trying to get them to take the fall for? Because you mentioned that Eao Dunwich was in there for treason. Was it treason? Yes. So you committed treason and got Eao to, or tried to get Eao to take the fall for it. So all of the actions she was doing in Karaki really were self-defense.
Objection.
Go on.
The witness is not on trial here. Eao is.
Now, I didn't call this witness. I am very much allowed to ask some questions like this. The judge is going to take this is going to be a persuasion check. This is close because they're allowed to ask questions like this. But if you could make a good case for this, no, I know.
That's that one. That's the fun one.
Give me a persuasion. This is a good objection though.
18.
18's enough. 18's enough.
I have a strategy for this court, and I'll see if anyone's picked up what it is.
Judge says sustained. Please be a little gentler.
Secondary objection. Crimes committed in the act of clearing one's name are still crimes.
Well, be that as it may, we are still also establishing intent. And there is context to any scenario. The law is not black and white. This ain't America.
No, this is Cantlore, and we should be treating Cantlore crimes here. Continue.
Why? So your problem is about this dog business, and that is understandable. I feel very dearly for you. Have you encountered Eao Dunwich since? As the both of you have been in Cantlore for a while now, yes? Yes, encountered her in the Mirror Run.
Iris, this would be a great time to canonize the things that Nick was saying in your absence as Eao.
I'm sorry?
Nick had you as Eao constantly trying to tempt Ansel Peters, I guess, into getting into a fight with you.
Oh yeah. Every time Ansel was saying you killed my dog, I was going like, want to see me do it again? Stuff like that. There are some gasps there. I think, Hannah, you've been looking at the crowd a lot. You notice Erixus's eyes narrow at the mention of the mirror run.
Yeah. I need to stop this as fast as possible, really, don't I?
So you were in the mirror run. What were you doing in there? Well, I work there, and I was working on a personal project, a somewhat dangerous one, so it was relocated to the mirror run. Right. And did you meet Eao there? You said you met Eao there. What was the nature of this meeting? And points to Eao, Kako, Crowded, and Hannah. They arrived via a portal and they attacked me. And my dog.
Does the crowd seem to be still annoyed at the mention of the word dog here?
Well, I just have one question. The mirror run has been locked off for a while. Why were you still in there? I was caught in the lockdown. I couldn't get out. But they portaled in. Yes, I don't know how. And then they just attacked you again? Do you know why they would have done that? Did they mention anything? No, they just attacked me for no reason.
I am missing a bit of context here. Okay, like out of character, I'm missing a bit of context. Why did we attack him?
You didn't. He attacked you.
He attacked us, yeah.
Oh.
So sorry, Grounded. You were objecting there.
Yeah. Objection. You started it.
Oh, now what do you mean? Sorry about you started it.
Ground has probably realised at this point she said something she shouldn't have.
Overruled, says the judge. Oh, well, I mean, if they just attacked you, could it have been because of your history? Or, sorry, that's probably circumstantial or badgering or leading or whatever. I don't know the law terms.
Aren't you a lawyer?
Well, yeah, but I don't have a head for words. What I'm hearing here, though, is you survived, right? You've survived every time. And a lot of people seem to have not. How did you escape or survive if they attacked you? I mean, you presumably did not win, or they would not be here. They beat you? Is that correct? That's correct.
Objection. The defense is implying murderous intent on behalf of the witness.
Sustained. Good objection. Well, all right. You say that they attacked you. Why did they stop attacking you? They had me beat. And
Eao Dunwich smiles.
And so they did not have murderous intent, which is why they did not finish you off, despite your history. I suppose not. Okay. So what I'm seeing here, ladies and gentlethems and everyone else in the jury, is someone with a conscience, someone who'd bring themselves forward for what they perceive to be crimes, but very clearly are not. Circumstances around them, ladies and gentlemen and gentlethems and gentletheys. I think you really must look at this. And he pulls out a glove. And like, can I use the glove? I like the glove. It has a catch. All right.
Question for the witness. What happened to the second dog?
I think the second dog survived, didn't it?
Did it?
I'm pretty sure puppy number 2's still fine. Yeah.
Who was doing most damage to it? I was trying to remember who did most damage.
I don't think any of you killed puppy number 2.
Okay, fine.
No,
Yeah.
I think you focused on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He survived. But yeah, what I'm saying here is We very clearly have someone who's been wrapped up in machinations outside of her control. And has only reacted the way any of us naturally would to defend ourselves and our friends. And that is an honorable and good thing to do. She has very clearly helped the people of Karaki with their myriad problems, including going into this null zone they're talking about, this danger that removed a poor cleric's arm. And clearly shows mercy when someone who has admittedly tried to set someone up for treason comes to attack her again.
Last I checked, Cantlaw doesn't have jurisdiction over Karaki and vice versa. Therefore, we should only be monitoring crimes committed within Cantlaw. The behavior of the defendants outside of Cantlaw has no bearing on any of the charges we've brought forward or any of the subjects of the case.
That's very bad for us because we brought in a character witness to prove that she was employing child labor in Karaki.
That's character. This is law.
Okay.
It's a good point. Are they going to respond? Morgana's going to say, I have my own objection with that. These crimes, they are often related. This Ansel Peters situation here, this is born from the crimes in Karaki, therefore it is relevant. It has bearing. Mm-hmm. The other things, perhaps not. I say perhaps we strike from record the child labor and everything else from Karaki. Only focus on the things here. But if that is the case, I have one more witness. And I'm afraid, Judge, that it was not mentioned on the case. There were some extenuating circumstances. And the judge is like, that's highly unusual.
That's objectionable.
You can't be bringing in a witness you've known. And the problem is, until a second ago, they did not exist. We would have mentioned them had they existed, but they have only come into existence in the last 5 or 6 seconds during this trial.
We would like to call Gargoyle's hopes and dreams to the stand recently resurrected.
We would like to call Cantlor's chanters. We would like to summon Ilks, Rilks, and Zilch.
Ooh, they were on my witness list too.
3 kobolds in a lab coat appear. I'm like, what's going on, boss? We were in the middle of an experiment. It was going well. We're in court again. What do we do?
Again?
It happens. Last time it was over a property dispute. You see, we drew a card that meant we were meant to get a castle, and then the person in there, they weren't too happy about the fact that we owned the castle now, so we had to go to court about it, and it happens. They wanted trial by combat, but we were like, no, let's do this with a legal system. Anyway, what's happening? And Morgana goes, is it true that until very recently you did not exist? I don't know about that. Wait, what time is it? It's like, it's midday, it's noon. Oh, in that case, maybe. There was, sometimes there's a problem with the experiment we're doing. It's a bit spicy, boss. It's a bit spicy. At one point we vanished from existence, so that might have happened again. Does it happen often? Not too often. We have safeguards. Sometimes the safeguards don't work, though. Wait, what day is it? And she says, it is the 18th. Oh yeah, then yeah, we've not been existing for like 4 days or something like that. That's not good. Oh wow, that's a long one. Huh. Is it true that you are experimenting with the deck of many things? Yep, that's right. We're trying to stack the deck.
The entire court gasps.
We're trying to stack the deck, see if we can, draw a card we want instead of at random. We got a good thing going. There's a magic circle. It'll reverse. It's a time thingy. You love it. You love it. When we finish it off, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Objection, irrelevancy again.
No, I agree, actually. Can you please stick to the point? So, you have vanished from existence. Why are you back? Well, we got these safeguards. We got the magic circle, right? But sometimes it don't work. And in this case, I guess it didn't for like 3 or 4 days. But you know, we had this. We had a bit of help. And who helped you? Well, it was the Ikosa. Recruit, she finished off the magic circle and got it back. You know, we sorted it out, broke the bits and got us back. And this happened how long ago? About an hour. And does Recruit know about this normally? This procedure? No, I don't know how he knew about it. So Recruit suddenly knew about this process to bring you back. Had you told Eao Dunwich about the process? Yeah, I mean, well, is that Eao Dunwich? Because we told her, but I can't remember what name she was using, but it wasn't Eao.
I believe it was Celia at the time.
Yeah, Sully! Yeah. Good people. Had a clipboard. Hope that clipboard's doing well. Got it, boss. Yeah, she been doing a survey. You told her all about it, all the safety bits. Probably the only person we've ever told about the safety bits. No one else cares about safety in cat law. So only person who knew how to bring you back was Eao Dunwich. Is that correct? Well, I mean, Ilks and Rokes know about it, but, you know, they were with me in the circle. So would it be fair to say you owe your current existence to Eao Dunwich? Probably. Could have been a bird pooped on the wrong bit and then knocked the thing over and then we're broken, I guess.
Objection. Birds can do no wrong.
Withdrawn.
Legal precedent wins again.
So do you owe anything to Eao Dunwich? Is there any reason that she would have a vested interest in bringing you back? Or is this out of the goodness of her heart? Nah, I mean, we talked about safety. She seemed pretty intensely about safety. Wanted to keep everyone safe in Candler, you know? Was doing a survey. Keeping everyone safe in Candler. No further questions. Prosecution, if you would like to question the witness.
All right, can you guys think of any questions that I can't?
I mean, he's doing it under a false identity, so it's not exactly under keep Cantlaw safe.
Wait, I've got something. So Grant is going to walk up to the
You get immediately tackled by the bailiffs. They're just ready. They're just ready.
Objection. This is getting silly.
Sustained. It is
Objection,
silly.
holding 5-yard penalty.
Yeah. Grounded immediately hops to the roof to avoid being tackled again.
Why don't we fresh that down?
Get down. I said we wouldn't have this silliness or we'll hold you in contempt of court. I am now holding you in contempt of court. You will be going to prison for at least a day.
Okay, fine, but can you tell the bailiffs to take it easy, please?
Ease it up, bailiff. I know your wife left you. He's like, didn't have to just... And there's another gasp in the car.
Objection, that's unnecessarily cruel.
Sustained. It was unnecessarily cruel. I'm sorry, bailiff. Do feel free to body the prosecutor whenever you wish.
Objection.
Boom.
Objection on the same
Before you set down, you had a thing you were doing.
I'll fall off my chair.
It is now first and 10.
Yeah. Anyway, Granted approaches. Well, she doesn't approach the coat. She stands exactly where she needs to safely stand relative to the witness.
Okay.
Like, even when I was tackling her, it's like she had some kind of uncanny dodging ability.
Yeah. Yes. Where's my acrobatics check to avoid that, Nick?
Because it was too
right?
funny. That's
Where's
why.
your acrobatic step to make
That's
that
valid.
logic?
You would absolutely have been fine, realistically. But yeah.
Okay. So, are you saying that Eao saved you?
Yeah, boss. That's what I was saying, yeah.
Did you witness this personally?
No, I mean, we didn't exist. But she's the only one who knew about the safety measures. No one else asked.
Are you certain she did this entirely out of the goodness of her heart? You have no evidence, perhaps money could have exchanged hands?
Nah, there was no money in it.
For all you know, you were held hostage.
Nah, wouldn't have been that. I mean, we drew the card. Unless she's worked out how to stack the deck of many things, but if she has, then hey, we just want to talk about that and maybe publish something together. But
Consider. She was, if, as you say, she was the only one who knew how to save you. That information, well, she could save you or not.
yeah, and she did.
Your very existence was in your hands.
No. Well, I mean, it was when we pulled the. Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I misspoke. I do that on occasion. I was raised by birds. It really messes up my vocal. Anyway,
Gargoyle makes note.
don't look at me like that, Gargoyle. You know, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. Okay, Gargoyle, I'm sorry.
Gargoyle, remember that.
Objection, disrespecting birds. Sustained.
I have a fun approach to take for this one, for cross-examination, as soon as Bree's done.
Okay. So, can you be absolutely certain that Miss Dunwich did not, in fact, hold the information to save you to ransom?
Ooh.
I mean, boss, I've only just really come back into exist. Now, hang on a second. Objection. Do you have any evidence? This is a reach. This is a hell of a reach. Any evidence at all that there was a hostage situation involved here or a ransom or nonsense like that?
Objection. The prosecution has as much evidence as the defense has that Eao Dunwich performed this reversal.
Roll me a persuasion check, please.
All right. I'm going to use advantage. Inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay, I've re-rolled from a 4 into a natural 1. I think I'll take
the 4.
Yeah, the 4 minus 1.
Overruled.
Well, whilst Gargoyle's bombing, I'm just going to lean over to him and go, do you know anything about a deck of many things and what's on them? I'm not particularly good at it. I just need a quick list of them very quickly. I assume it's somewhere in Gargoyle's notes. No, just doing this Gargoyle before I do my questioning, round questioning.
Okay, what information do you want?
Just what's on the deck of many things. I assume this is knowledge that Gargoyle can get quick access to.
Yeah, Gargoyle, you'd know what was on the deck of many things. It's not
quietly. Gargoyle's going to tell me this stuff, and I'm going to form my argument in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, continue, Bree.
Do you want me to actually go to?
No, I've got the list myself. I just need a justification to be able to use it.
So, it's possible that Miss Dunwich saved you. It's also possible that Miss Dunwich held your very existence as a bargaining chip. To what end, of course, was she present within your lab with a clipboard?
Objection. We've had that one overruled already, or sustained, or I forget which way round it was, but you can't then reassess and say that thing again. Objection. Sustained.
I'm more or less waiting for Hannah to...
Yeah, I'll step forward for this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Misters, unfortunately, my specialty with artifacts is fairly limited, but can you outline the just the broad notes of what a deck of many things is for members of the court who aren't familiar with it. My understanding is it's a deck of how many cards? 10 cards, 12 cards,
You got it,
somewhere around
boss.
20 cards.
There's
About
there's two different decks. There's a mini one that ain't great. But we got the big boy here. We got the 22 carder.
22 cards.
Yeah, we're
Could
talking
you
the
tell me the
Vizier, the
nature-
sun, the moon, the star. We got all of them.
Interesting you mentioned the moon. Can you tell me the nature of the moon card for me?
Moon card, yeah, you can cast wish, a couple of times.
Can cast wish.
Yeah.
Impressive. A couple of times. Always 2 times or a varied number of times?
It depends how the moon's feeling. Moon's very tricksy.
You state the nature of your research is on stacking the deck, so presumably with your research applied, one could theoretically get hold of a deck of many things and pull the moon card multiple times.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're trying to do.
Do you know the nature of the spell that brought you back and who cast it?
It was just breaking the magic circle, I think. We have a little temporal thing, a time loop, kind of like it's called a checkpoint spell. It brings us back if anything goes wrong with the deck of many things, because you know what might happen. You might get some, you get some bad people.
Okay. So it wasn't that. Are you aware that Eao Dunwich has cast the wish spell multiple times over the past week within Cantlore?
Wow, nice work, boss. That's not an easy spell.
Yeah, especially.
Yeah, carry on there.
You're right, especially when you're like me and not a wizard.
Huh. Did you use the deck of many things?
I plead the fifth.
Fair enough.
Either way, it's an impressive feat to be able to cast wish, as the defendant states, without the ability to cast wish, almost as though she has access to spell research that she could have obtained through other sources. I'm just going to leave that to stew in the minds of the researchers as I wander off.
Objection, that seems to be conjecture there.
No more questions. I'm gonna leave the conjecture and let them rant about it.
That's good. I like that.
How is the courtroom looking? Like the people in the stands, how are their
Roll me
opinions?
Can everybody do that?
I am trying to thread the needle here between like Eao Dunwich is clearly guilty of a lot of administrative crimes, not so guilty that it needs to be just immediately beheaded.
Oh, yeah.
That is 19.
19. It's starting to go your way, I think, slightly. And by your way, I mean guilty, but not too guilty.
Okay.
Are they more on the side of innocent or more on the side of guilty in this case?
Probably more on the side of innocent at the moment, but only just. Grounded, you were saying?
Since Ground has actually realised it's about lunchtime, so I think she's going to swipe the rest of Rix's popcorn.
Okay, it goes and falls from the sky and scatters onto the ground there. And Higgs pops out and starts. No, Higgs is at Petrus. No, yeah, just scatters on the ground and Rix goes.
You know, I'm just a lonely defendant here, but I gotta say, I think everybody here has played their role splendidly.
Thank you.
Especially thank you to this 2-bit mall cop that we call a defense attorney.
Hang on a minute. You know what? No, I won't rise to that. And the judge is like, well, if we're done, snaps his fingers, and the witness vanishes.
No. I have something to say. I want to thank the people of this courtroom for hearing about my innocence and letting me walk free among the rest of you afterwards. After everything you've heard, you truly do believe that I deserve to be among you.
Roll me persuasion, please. Excellent.
Oh, boy.
Excellent.
Oh my god.
Ao rolled
blaming
that
it for
14.
that doing this to get solid
14.
immunity.
Yes.
That's
Flash of
14.
Genius now.
14. Okay. Oh, Flash of Genius. Okay, how much does that add?
5.
19 is a lot better.
I am tempted to outburst here and say, look, we'll try and get as many charges to you stick as possible to ensure you have a reasonable stay that you're off the streets of Cantlor.
Go for it. I mean, go for it.
Which is honest. We are trying to make sure you're off the streets of Cantlor for a reasonable stay.
Go for it.
You know,
You can, you do that.
Yeah.
You can roll me a persuasion,
Yeah.
or if you would prefer, because this does sound to me a little bit like performance, you can do that instead.
I mean,
It's your choice. Your choice. Whichever
which
works
is
best
better
for
for
you.
me. I have just
Yeah.
rolled the dice, but yeah, I'll take persuasion on this one.
Go
In fact,
for it.
yeah,
That's
I'll
fine.
take performance because it's public speaking. Either way, though, that makes it a 19.
That's good. All right.
Oh,
There's a lot
Flash
of
of Genius,
mumbling.
that.
And going. Yeah, 24 then.
But this is just an
You
8
can,
rather,
you can try all
for AO.
you can try all you want, but they've already decided my innocence. I am here and I am here to
The
stay.
judge slams the
among
gavel
the
and
rest of
silences you.
Yeah.
Magical silence
I made-
descends on all of you. He goes, okay. No more time for any more witnesses. As is famously known in Cantlor, the court system lasts precisely 3 hours. And snaps
That's how long these sessions last.
snaps the last witness out of existence and back to Cantlor. We simply have time
shit,
for
I brought them
closing.
back.
Funny.
We have time for closing statements. We will go first to the defense. Yeah, now, ladies, gentle thems, gentle theys and hims and hers and theys and thems and all of y'all wonderful people in the jury.
Objection. That's not how you use inclusive language.
I'm clearly using it that way. Now, I'm talking to you here about a serious criminal case, right? Now, if there is doubt, you must remember that you gotta say not guilty if it's doubt. It's about reasonable doubt. Now, think about that. Is there reasonable doubt in your mind as to whether Eao Dunwich is guilty of these crimes? Think about that. And think on whether you're about to put an innocent person in a prison or even take their life away. This is an important moment. Think on it properly. And also, she didn't do it. I'm certain of it. Please say that she didn't do it. And there's like light applause.
I am so tempted to use subtle spell magic so that Ao can go back to speaking.
You can if you want. You can do that, yeah.
No, I don't want to. That might be a bit too suspicious.
The judge turns. Well, I mean, subtle spell is literally like you're doing it psionically, almost like it's in your head and that's it. You're thinking it, and the spell is cast. So they wouldn't necessarily know it was you. Just that someone had dispelled it. There's a beholder in the audience, so.
I don't want to get that beholder in trouble for anything because I feel I'm in trouble enough already.
Oh yeah. The judge says, "Any closing statement from the prosecution?"
Eao Dunwich has been proven over the course of this trial to be a clear and present threat to the people of Cantlor and its reputation. Not only murdering with impunity both in Karaki and in Cantlor, employing child labor in her own town, killing politicians, whatever the reason may be, still murder. She has stolen information from these grounds that is classified to anyone who does not work or does not study here, including information about evocation experiments currently being held, information about illusion experiments, has stolen supplies from our school that inhibits our ability to perform these experiments, and has spent the past 3 hours trying to make a mockery of this court.
The worst of
And
crimes.
Ao is currently leaning upon the upon the defendant stand with a huge smile upon her face, just tipping her hat.
And all
You
of
wouldn't
this,
convict this little scamp.
and all of this stemming from her initial visit to Catnor, in which she clarified openly and honestly from moment one that she was here on behalf of Countlaw enemy number one, Merrifrith Winifrith. Eao Dunwich is too dangerous to let roam around these grounds freely. That is all. I
Thank you.
am my
One
case.
I look to the defense to see if they're angry that I used that at the appropriate time.
Smiley's like, well, I'm showing off now. I also rest my case. Arrest it.
You.
And the judge says, if we're done, let's all deliberate a little over this. I will allow the jury to consider the arguments put forth, and we will hear their verdict soon. Let's try and get this over and done with as quickly as we can, shall we? And that's where we're
Over in Dunwich?
Over in Dunwich, yes.
Name of the next episode.
That will have to be the name of the next episode, I think.
You can't leave us on a cliffhanger, Nick.
I've got to leave you on a cliffhanger because I'm not the one determining the verdict.
Well, that's going to be
Say
an
the
interesting. That's going to be an interesting state of affairs.